Tour players in the world take on TPC San Antonio. Limited tickets are available. Buy yours today at ValeroTexasOpen.com.
Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. If you're on the go, head over to ESPNSA.com whenever you are. You can go to the audio vault there. Check us out live. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Hope your Wednesdays are going well. My brain keeps telling me it's like Tuesday.
Saturday.
I don't know what day it is. I don't know. I don't know what day it is. But welcome aboard. The weather's fantastic. We'll see if we can get you 3 hours of fun today. Spurs tonight. We'll talk a lot about them taking on the Bulls. The market for LaMarcus seems to be cooling a bit, if it was ever even warm, though offers might be kind of floating around out there. But by this morning, I wake to some Celtics news and very quickly followed by some Heat news. And we'll talk a lot about what the Spurs, the situation they're in with LaMarcus, because it's going to end up costing me a little bit to say goodbye, I have a feeling.
Well, I mean, the buyout is where it is. And, I mean, you were on a roll there with the temperature cooling since the Heats are apparently no longer in the market, and then it kind of fell off. But I mean, yeah, Miami makes a move today that kind of eliminates what appears to be the idea of a trade, although, according to reports, they're still interested in LaMarcus in the buyout market.
Yeah, I'm interested in a lot of things in the cheap market. Yeah, that Ferrari, I'm still interested in the Ferrari, but in that discount market. And if you get to that discount market, call me because I'm your man.
Well,
but right
when
now,
you find the discounted Ferrari market, please let me know. I want in on that too.
It's one of those underground things you don't know till you know. And I just let everybody know that I'm willing to learn. But that's where we sit. The Chicago Bears made the weirdest news possible yesterday, signing Andy Dalton.
Poor Andy.
It is. It's a terrible situation for Andy Dalton. We're going to look at the Bears' offer, at least that's what we think was offered to the Seattle Seahawks to lure Russell Wilson away. But I think the market might have been set, and I'm not sure the Bears are done. I think that they aimed at Russell just to see where the market sat. They found out that they were still low, and now they're going to start looking to Houston. I can't imagine the Bears heading into this season with only Andy Dalton to save them.
Man. They still got Nick Foles, so they got two of the same. I mean, it's the same guy. There was no reason for them to sign Andy Dalton, other than there was some panic. Unless there is something else afoot, and maybe that is there. Clearly, the Chicago Bears management team can't be that dumb. They couldn't have got to the position they're in being that dumb. This appears to be a dumb, panicky move, so it can't be the end of it. It can't be.
Well, you'd like to think there are still offers floating around for Deshaun Watson, despite the insistence of the Texans and Coach Culley and all, that they're firmly committed and likewise out there. But you wonder, as Chicago got whiffed at the first plate, at the first couple of batter, you wonder if next up will be the Denver Broncos or the Chicago Bears aiming their trade sites at Houston. Because what was the offer from the Bears that was what were we told that it was aggressive? This is the aggressive offer from the Bears. It was 3 number ones, right? Three number starters.
Two starters.
2 starters, of which I don't know what that means. So we just spin an 11-thing wheel and get one of those guys?
Yep.
And then a second rounder?
A third rounder, and a partridge in a pear tree, right?
So that wasn't enough for Russell.
The free agency.
Here's what I just learned.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. So that's the offer.
Here's what we learned.
So exactly, we learned that ain't enough for a Russell Wilson. And in my grand scheme of hierarchical quarterbacks, I put Deshaun above Russell in the grand scheme of things, just because he's younger, hadn't taken the hits, and probably get him a little bit longer, and a lot of other reasons. So if they're going to come after Deshaun, that's not enough. So what do you do if you're the Bears or Denver? Do you go 4 starters and 4 number ones? And is it worth it? I put it to you, it is. It absolutely is.
It isn't, but there's a couple of things. I think the parameters there for Russell Wilson are perfect for what you can get for Deshaun Watson. Follow me here. You're talking about 3 number ones, which is where I've always said that conversation starts. couple of starters. It really does depend on who. The third rounder is, I guess, just, the garnish on top of that plate. But one of the things that Seattle can't do, if they get rid of him, it's a ridiculous cap number this year. And Chicago did not have a quarterback included in that deal. So Chicago, to trade with Seattle, would have left Seattle without a quarterback. They're not going to do that. You could take that same plate there, send it to Houston for Deshaun Watson, and now you've got Andy Dalton included in that as a homecoming. You also just signed Tyrod Taylor, so at least Houston still has a quarterback.
Nice try, man. That ain't even freaking close. What are you talking about? You think Dalton's the kicker? Oh, you're going to kick in Dalton?
We can't leave you without a quarterback. I mean, if you're Chicago.
Tyrod.
If you're Chicago, and Seattle wouldn't have had a quarterback in this thing.
I'm going to have some more green beer,
I mean,
man.
before I signed Andy Dalton, did you say green beer? Before I signed Andy Dalton.
Did you already start drinking, Jason?
I had a wonderful lunch. But you look at it, and I'm not saying is Andy Dalton the kicker, but you can throw it in. But they signed Tyrod Taylor. If you're Chicago, why roll the dice with Andy Dalton, who damn well signed that contract thinking he's going to be the starter at $10 million a year? He's going in there thinking he's going to be the starting quarterback. If I'm Chicago, if Russell doesn't work out there, why not make the trade for Sam Darnold and at least roll the dice? I just, there's got to be more in play here that still sets up for Deshaun Watson to end up in Houston and a homecoming for the former Katy Tiger and Andy Dalton.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be more. It's just got to be more. And I think that the Bears were looking to Seattle pretty sure that they wouldn't say yes. But if they did, that'd be pretty cool. But since they said no, I think they go, well, we're going to have to be more aggressive. And I look at it like at this point, if I'm the Bears, much more than the Vikings, than the Broncos, I have to right this ship. I have ruined this brain trust. Drafted Trubisky, gave away half their team for Khalil Mack. They have made terrible decisions. Terrible.
Yet they still have a job.
And here you go. They're going to get fired regardless. But at least go out with a bang, not a whimper. Trade every asset you can to get a Deshaun Watson, because those don't come around every year, every 5 years. But those other guys that you just traded away, they do. I can go get those.
The only issue that I would have with that, giving up 3 number ones, you're saying give up 4 number ones. Now you've got your quarterback, but you can't surround him with anybody because you don't have the ability to go get him.
Well, it's going to be expensive, but that's what it costs to play in the big leagues. If you want to get off the porch, you're going to run with the big dogs, and it costs a lot of money. The Bears have backed themselves into a corner. We're going to talk a lot about this because I find it very interesting. Maddie Sky's going to join us for sure. I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks. She's gotten quite famous over the last several weeks, and we'll catch up with all things San Antonio with what I'm told is the best Twitter follower in all of San Antonio. That's what I'm told. I read that stuff. We'll also talk a lot about the music that I'm starting to hear. It is time for March Madness, and there's a certain music to the intro. What's your favorite sports intro song? We're going to look at all. We found like 15 of them. I had no idea you could get that deep and find so many different versions of a game intro song. Some you'll remember, some you go, I remember that. I'm just not sure what it's from.
Well, there's some music that you just hear and you know. I mean, you don't think about it every day. You don't say, man, I can't wait to hear this theme song. But when you do, you get a little excited about it. And that's what it is. You've got your favorite sports theme music. Tweet us your favorite at Rob Thompson ESPN, at Jason Minix. We'll go over some here in a little bit. But it is a lot of fun when you start finding those songs and hitting the play button and going, yeah. And then the certain memories come back of the greatest moments of those events. It's cool stuff.
We got some bracket busting news. Maybe the news of a positive test in an 8-9 game. We'll tell you who that is as well. It might affect your brackets. Good news, you can probably get in there and change them because this might genuinely affect, or you might have been right all along. Mark Singleton's going to join us. We are going to do something tonight that only the Jetsons dare dream of. Many years ago, when you watched the Jetsons, they did stuff that we're going to do tonight. We're going to make an entire food that I didn't even know was possible.
knowing Mark Singleton, we were around a campfire with him a couple months ago, and he had this idea that he's been kicking around forever, trying to figure out how he can do it. And apparently he has figured it out. Now, can he get it to market? We'll find out at 6 o'clock. But he's done it.
We're talking, we're in the realm of like popcorn and sliced bread. The things will never be the same. If in fact, I think we're doing tonight is actually what we're doing. Mark Singleton joins us with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at 6 o'clock for our weekly keto-friendly, lots of fun cooking kind of time with Mark, and all of our recipes brought to us by a Beard Award-winning chef. You're going to want to be here as we do every week at 6 o'clock. Spurs are playing tonight, got the Bulls.
Got to win.
Everybody's knotted up. Everybody's knotted up. I mean, if you look from 7 to 13th, it's all the same team with basically the same record. These are the games that get you in the playoffs. These tonight is what matters, because these are the ones you've got to win, as Jason Minix is apt to say, and this is one you got to win if you want to be a playoff team. 6:30, Jill Jelnick of YOLO and Sports2Nite will join us. But when we come back, Deshaun Watson sits idly in Houston. Could he end up in Chicago or Denver now that Chicago has whiffed on the Russell Wilson possibilities? Coming back, we're looking around the NFL and seeing if the Cowboys will get off their ass and do something. We'll talk about the NFL next here on the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you need your logo on gear, you know you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club over there on San Pedro. Jason Minix here. If you're a business owner, manager, club leader, you need your logo on masks, on shirts, on jackets, on caps, Sammy's Embroidery Club. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. He has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small. Certainly no order is too big. If you've got to get uniforms for your league team, whether you're a coach or a commissioner, you need one team or the entire league. Little league soccer, baseball, softball, all right around the corner. Maybe your beer league softball team. Get your uniforms done locally, especially in the past. If you've gotten them up from some spot overseas, shipping delays could cause you issues. Take away that headache and call Sammy's Embroidery Club. He'll get you taken care of. You got that massive showroom's there on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, right next to Big Lots across from the McDonald's. The website, samsembroidery.com. All items do come with a warranty, and you work with Sammy on your project. He's the owner, and he's by his phone right now. Call him 210-824-3900. 824-3900 for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Game nights, the Blitz goes silver and black.
This is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom. 30 minutes before every game night on the Blitz.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners, a great locally owned, family-run business by the Townsends. They've been in business a long time. They've got a great product and even better customer service. I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. Now, following the winter storm a couple of weeks ago, a lot of people ask two questions about their water. Is it safe to drink? And if you have a water softener, do you need a water filter? Well, a water softener does take the hardness and minerals out of the water, but there's still some chemicals and contaminants that a water softener won't remove that a filtration system will. That is why Alamo Water Softeners recommends both a water softener and a filtration system. But they'll come out to your house after you call them, give you a free water analysis. They'll test your water, give you that free estimate, and make sure you're getting a water softener and water filtration system that's going to work for you and your family. Alamo Water Softeners was voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite on the Nextdoor app. They're the best in the business, the best value for the highest quality water treatment. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Nobody plans on getting arrested, but it happens. Get out of jail fast by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. Call AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans and are open 24/7. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
O'Reilly
Save big during Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on socket sets, impact wrenches, and more. Right now, get $10 off a 200-piece mechanics tool set, plus earn double O-Rewards points. That means you'll get to your next reward even faster. Visit the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts today or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Injuries happen. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. From a minor sprain to a compound fracture, TSAOG has got you covered. Not all injuries require surgery. Dr. David Espinosa treats all non-operative orthopedic injuries and concussion baseline testing. Telemedicine services are available through Ortho Connect. If you're hurting, go to the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. Online, TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
In 2003, it was rare for freshmen to carry a college basketball team. Never mind two of them. But for Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony and Jerry McNamara did just that, all the way to a national championship. Anthony led the team in scoring and rebounds, while McNamara led the team in assists and was third in scoring. In the national championship game against Kansas, Carmelo was the game's leading scorer with 20, and McNamara added 18.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
March is the biggest month in college basketball where teams across the country test their talent in the hopes of winning it all. For finding talent that can help your team win it all, there's LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't adjust your sets. You're on the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. Boy, I love the sound of that. You don't really put them together until you get one. You know, until you hear the music, it's always one thing combined, the music and the intro to your favorite sport, your favorite game on your favorite channel. It is in tournament time, and there's a certain intro on NCAA tournament that you only get now, and it's about. And then we were curious, what's your favorite sports intro? James is going to be playing them all afternoon long, and a little bit after 5, we will rank them, I believe. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. You're on the Blitz. It's brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400 at lawyerforus.com. If you've been injured, call Jason as quickly as you can. He'll be your lawyer, and he will take care of you. That first call, that consultation is always absolutely free. So Deshaun Watson sits in Houston. I keep hearing different stuff, but that's nothing new. The Texans, at least they're telling us, they're all in. Deshaun's just a little upset. He'll get over it. Just acting a little, emotional, and everything's going to be all right. But we know the deals are out there, or at least people are calling. Chicago whiffed with the Seahawks. It was an aggressive offer, Jason, but not aggressive enough.
You know, it's interesting because, I mean, I don't know if an offer was made, just parameters discussed, depending on who you listen to. You know, we know what was said on the Dan Patrick show. Shefty is saying that there was never an official offer, but I come back to they didn't have a quarterback, and they're picking number 20. So this year's first round pick doesn't put Seattle in the range to go get one of those top quarterbacks. So, right. I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't, and the cap hit that they would take this year for Russell Wilson. And you go back, and even when you look at what the agent apparently said when he listed 4 teams, I'm not demanding a trade, but if I were to leave, these are the 4 places. So they're not really ready for the Splitsville. I think it's all about Russell Wilson trying to get a new deal because he's seeing what all these other guys are getting now, and he wants his, not necessarily wants out. But this year doesn't make sense for him from a financial standpoint from the Seahawks. And again, they're not going to be left without a quarterback. Deshaun is still in play, and it's interesting because you keep hearing San Francisco and Denver. And I don't know if that's really coming from the Watson camp, why those 2 teams, especially Denver. Why would you want to go to Denver right now?
Are you
San
kidding?
Francisco
Square off against the best every week? Be the man? in the West. Get
well, like I said, I don't know why you would want to go
to
Denver right now. My goodness, it's March. Have you seen the blizzard that's in there? Why would you want to go to Denver right now? I wouldn't even want to go there on spring break. But you look at it, and again, why would you want to face Patrick Mahomes every year? I mean, it's Brady and Manning, and that didn't work out so well for Peyton, right? I mean, why would you do that? Especially with where he's from, San Francisco. If I'm Watson, man, I look at New Orleans. Miami still makes sense. New York still makes sense. And all of those can give Houston back another quarterback.
If I'm whatever team he wants, whether it is Denver, if he says, hey, Chicago, make the right deal, I will come, even though I haven't mentioned you first. If it's whoever it is, you have to offer everything. As we have gone through this, the more I realize that if you don't have it, you're not going to get it unless you give up too much. That's just how it is. You're not going to find that golden.
Jerry Jones philosophy of everything of value you overpay for.
Yes.
When you get a bargain, you end up with a bargain.
So go spend the money, Chicago. I think they thought about Russell about the same way you thought about Russell. That, hey, we're going to throw it against the wall. We're going to throw an offer out there to see what the market truly is. And if they shut it down, we'll just say there was never really a serious offer. But we know, and by the past, 3 number ones, 2 starters, and a third is where the Bears fell short of Russell Wilson. Well, if I'm Denver and I see that, I go, well, all right, well, I know what I now have to offer Houston, and it's going to be more than that. But if you're Denver or Chicago, do it. Do it. Both of you have been miserable failures at finding talent at quarterback. Miserable, awful failures. This one is prepackaged and ready to go, but you're going to have to pay for delivery. Pay for delivery and get them in there.
Dude, I Amazon Prime. I want that free delivery. Damn it! I don't want
you're
to pay
paying for it, my brother.
Right. But again, though,
it ain't free.
If you what? But if you look at say the New York Jets, where are they picking in this year's draft at number 2? Is their first round pick not worth a whole lot more than Chicago's first round pick at number 20?
Truth. It is. It absolutely is.
Again, if I'm the New York Jets, you've run your course on Sam Darnold, who still might end up being a really good quarterback in a different system. But you get a chance to get a Deshaun Watson, and I could still be at 3 number ones, not have to increase it. Because if you're Houston, are you building for the future, or you're not trying to win now? You're not going to. So take all the picks. The starters, they don't matter this year. You want more picks. I'd rather have if I'm Houston, if I'm Nick Caserio, give me 3 number ones, including this year's number 2, and I'm going to go get me my quarterback. You can keep Sam Darnold, or I'll have Sam Darnold groom him. Oh no, I just signed Tyrod Taylor. Maybe I'll flip Sam Darnold into some picks again somewhere else. But if I'm Caserio and talking to the Jets or the Broncos, I want 3 1s and 3 2s over the next 3 years. I want picks, not your players that aren't working out for you.
I want 4 number ones, and I want Von Miller. You want a guy that is transcendent. This is a Hall of Famer I'm trading.
Pledge.
Least you can do is give me a partial Hall of Famer.
Anyway. Sound effect. That's
hang up on me because other people are interested.
On Von Miller.
I want that.
I mean, if I'm giving up that much to get the quarterback, I want to go win, and I can't do that.
Deshaun, you have to go against Mahomes twice, Herbert twice. You have to score points in droves. What you got ain't. I got it right here. Von Miller don't mean nothing in stopping those guys. He is a stopgap. He is duct tape on a hole in the hose. It works for a little while, but eventually it's gonna go. Now he stops the other teams he plays. You want to win, you got to score buckets, baby. And this guy can do it. 4 number ones in Von Miller, and I want one of your wide receivers too.
Time out. Now think about what you just said. And let's go to what our normal conversation is about how bad the damn Dallas Cowboys defense is. And Dak Prescott and that offense better score 40 points a game because you're not stopping anybody. You get rid of Von Miller, how many points is Deshaun Watson going to be responsible to try to score to keep up with those guys? He can't give up everything, or it doesn't make any sense. All right, I got a quarterback, but what am I going to do with it?
I have watched New England for 25 freaking years
Uh-huh.
exist on 3rd and 4th round draft picks. It can be done.
Sure.
I just got to trust that I find the right people to do it, or I'm the right guy to do it. And if you ask me, I'm the right guy to do it. So give me Deshaun Watson. You can have all those number ones, and I'll go to work. And you know what? If I get fired in a couple years, on my mantle, it'll be me shaking hands with Deshaun Watson. That'll be the memory that I'll leave with. So, dude,
In a fat
these two
bank
teams
account. Go ahead.
well, you think about how Chicago and Denver specifically are awful at finding quarterbacks. They're the worst two possible, and you have the opportunity for a Deshaun Watson to go to dare I say, come and play with you. And you would go, I'm only going to give up 3 number ones instead of 4. Shoot, I'll give the 4th, and you can I'll name my firstborn child after you. The legacy of what I would do would be unending, because it would truly change the fortunes of that franchise. Not immediately, but it will.
I mean, to a degree, yes. If that's what it takes to get it done, that's like buying a house and deciding to walk away because you don't want to pay the HOA fee. At some point, you just got to bite the bullet if that's where you want to live. That's what you're saying, and I get that. But you're also talking about these guys that can't find a quarterback are also seemingly having issues finding all the other pieces to go around it. So do you really trust them to do any of what you're talking about?
There is that.
When your only example is Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
Well, the Saints have been pretty consistent it can be done, as my point.
Again,
it's not like it's unheard of.
And both the Saints just ended a 15-year run with one quarterback. The Patriots had an incredible
and you'll get this one
year
and
run
you will
with
have
Tom
one
Brady.
And you will have
all
Deshaun. And for the next 15 years, Deshaun Watson will be your QB.
And if you
I'm
can't
serious when it comes to that. That's another issue. I'll fix that, but that's not a problem today. No, you have to have the attitude.
How much
that's not a problem
man?
today. That's a problem for tomorrow. But today, you are a Chicago Bear. Today, you're a Denver Bronco. Tomorrow, I'll start looking for that left tackle. But today, you're
Cheers
safe.
to more green beer.
That's what you're going to have to do. To get a Deshaun, you're going to have to overpay, just like in a seller's market in real estate. You're gonna have to walk in and bid $25,000 above asking just to be considered at the end of the day. That's what you're gonna have to do to get Deshaun, and he's playing it perfectly. And Russell kicked up the price. Russell kicked it up a little bit.
Unintentionally. I mean, maybe Pete Carroll did. I mean, especially if San Francisco gets involved, that's going to hurt a team in the NFC West. I mean, Pete Carroll's no dummy. And then you have some shady stuff going on that, is putting Deshaun's name out in the news for some which is unfortunate and seemingly untrue. So we're not really going to go there, but the timing of it certainly seems very, very odd.
I wouldn't put it past the spiritual guru that is Nick Casario to maybe stir up the pot a little bit.
Jack Easterby.
Or maybe Jack Easterby. Well, they're all in the same boat. One of those guys, it certainly came out at an interesting time, didn't it? Hey, Maddie Sky is waiting on deck. She's warming up and will join us next and coming back after. We'll look at our brackets. You might want to adjust that OU Missouri pick if you like the Sooners. We'll get to it next. You're on the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. Along with my security system and the video cameras, a lot of my smart home technology in the house is from BSG. My thermostat, my door locks, my surround sound speaker systems, garage door opener, my sprinkler system. I mean, they have so much, including a smart valve controller that could save you thousands if you ever have a water leak. Think about during that winter storm that we had. You either had a pipe break or somebody that did, but that you don't have to have a hard freeze for a pipe to bust and flood your house. It happens every day. The smart valve from BSG, it goes on your main water line. If it detects any leaks, it will turn off your water, and then you'll get a notification on your smartphone app. The smart valve will shut down leaks before they can turn into floods. You can stay ahead of water, waste, and high bills Monitor your water usage and pipes right from your phone. Talk about smart home technology from a company you can trust and the peace of mind your home is protected when you're not there. BSG of Texas, making smart home automation simple. Call 210-877-1222, 877-1222, or learn more online. BSGTexas.com/radio is the website. BSGTexas.com/radio.
What's better than winning some free cash? We're giving away $1 million to anyone who can pick a perfect bracket. The ESPN San Antonio Basketball Mayhem, brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. Details and registration at ESPNSA.com.
How'd you feel when you woke up this morning? Were you refreshed? Were you invigorated? Were you ready to attack the day? Who are we kidding? Or did you wake up with a cup of coffee and kind of drag around the house for a little while and finally decide, man, I got to do this, so let's do it? If you're waking up tired and worn out, there's so many reasons that can be behind that. First of all, your diet probably plays a pretty huge role in how you're going to sleep. And if you're obese, man, all the other problems that go along with that. You're probably nearing all the sleep issues and apnea, probably part of your life, and you're probably not sleeping well and having to caffeine yourself, so your blood pressure is maybe a little bit high, and then you throw in all that stuff you eat, that sugary stuff just to keep you going, then your diabetes numbers start getting high. You living that life? A lot of us are. If you want to get out of it, you want to live a healthier lifestyle, it is a lot easier to do. But one of the things I do recommend is don't go on a diet, an off-the-counter diet. Go on a lifestyle change, the likes of what the Institute for Functional Health can offer you. IFH, I went in there about a year and a half ago, met Dr. Torres, great guy, former athlete, one from San Antonio, just a great conversation, but more importantly, he has your best interests at heart. I have never met a doctor so eager to get me off medications. He, when we first met, talked about how important it was for me to adjust my diet and its effect on so many different parts of my life. You want to find out what I've learned, I want you to call Dr. Torres for a free consultation. Here's the number. It's 210-468-1891. He'll meet with you however you feel comfortable. If the protocols are you're comfortable with that, they're following every possible one. You can go down to their beautiful location down there in Ashby, a great office, or you can meet via any way that you feel comfortable. Go to their website, iffhealth.com. Take your functional health test. It'll be an eye-opener. But I'll tell you what, as you look to improve your life, make sure you're working with someone with your best interests at heart that puts together a program specifically and only for you. Your biology, your genetics go into play. It is he is a health professional. He is a doc. That's what they do. And part of that is weight loss strategies that will literally change your life. Call Dr. Torres, go to the IFH, get on that wellness track, and you'll have yourself a beach body by summer, or at least well on your way. Call the IFH today, and I am sure you'll thank me later.
What's up, San Antonio? It's March, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the biggest St. Paddy's Day party ever, Part 6. Chip Ingram here from the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant, and let me tell you something. It's been one hell of a year, San Antonio, and even the governor agrees you've earned the right to celebrate. So we're going to throw an outdoor parking lot party with DJs, food trucks, and adult beverages as far as the eye can see. Wednesday, March 17th, doors open at 11 a.m. The Roo Pub and Angry Elephant at the corner of Redland and 281. See you there.
If you were hurt in an accident, Thomas J. Henry can help. Let us help you get a rental car, make your medical appointments, and even advance money on qualified cases. If you've been hurt, start your claim today at tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio, San Antonio, Texas.
There's only one thing to say about America's biggest night of television. It's insane. First, the Masked Singer panel was speechless at last week's reveal. But as 5 new singers storm the stage, that's just the beginning of the surprises.
Amazing!
Then, can you guess someone's talent?
Fire thrower! Oh my God!
Before they perform.
Show us your talent!
Wayne Brady hosts the new hit Game of Talents after the Masked Singer, Fox tonight.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
I ain't even here right now. Looking at what's going on in the city of San Antonio.
It is the Blitz.
It's Maddie Skyline.
You're on ESPN San Antonio. It's that time. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. And Wednesdays, a little after 4:30, we are always joined by Maddie Sky, the gadabout that is San Antonio's best social follow, so I've been told. Welcome aboard, Maddie. And if you want to watch us live, head over to our YouTube channel at ESPN San Antonio or our Facebook feed, and there you'll see Maddie Sky comfortably ensconced in, I guess, the Sky Mansion?
the Sky Mansion, not quite. The Sky Cottage.
Well, it's the Maddie Mansion. I mean, you've moved into the kitchen this time, the McMansion. You go with it. Although not wearing any green. In fact, all black today. What's up?
I don't even think I own anything green. Actually, I do own something green, but I wore it on Monday for a Facebook Live. So
well, that's pretty planning.
You can't wear the same thing twice in a week.
Yeah, no. Especially
I've still got the same underwear on.
Type. He says it with a straight face.
Well, because he ain't lying.
This is a statement of fact. I hate to admit, I've been alone here for the last couple of days. She is Maddie Sky. This is the Blitz. We're glad you're here. As we've gone through this last year, Jason and I were reminiscing. It was a year ago today that we began our distant broadcasts, and but we're coming back now. And a lot of the stories that I'm seeing, whether you're reticent, whether we're talking politics en masse or not, things are opening. And it feels so exciting. And I saw something you wrote today about the Bonham Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And if one place needs to come back, that is the heart and soul of San Antonio and has been for decades, the Bonham needs to open back up. I think that'll really make us feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah, I reached out. I haven't heard back from them, but they did post a sneak peek. And the way they post that sneak peek is usually the influencers will do like a first look on TikTok, and those videos go viral on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and it looks like they tapped somebody in the influencer realm to do like a quick video, a stay tuned video with the cool new order music and just taking people through a quick tour of that famed like main entrance that everybody walks through. So it riled up the excitement for sure.
Well, and again, I mean, with a lot of the bars and the restaurants that have already opened, the nightclubs are next. And, there's something about the Bonham, and it doesn't matter how old you are or how often you go. It is just a fun place. And you talk about, how long has it been open in San Antonio? I mean, almost as long as Rob has been alive. Yeah.
Was it 81? Yeah, that's about right.
Rob was there at the grand opening.
Yeah, pretty close. Those 80s are kind of a haze anyway, so it could have been 81, could have been 89. I don't know. Felt pretty good all around. She is Maddie Sky, and this is ESPN San Antonio. You did a great job covering the horrible incident that happened at the Vietnamese place over on UTSA Boulevard. Just the tea tree and just the hate crime that it was. But what I loved about your coverage was the outpouring from San Antonio. We did the best we could to right a terrible wrong.
Right. There's been a lot of support for Noodle Tree since Sunday morning. I woke up to those texts Sunday morning from Mike, the owner there. And of course, my initial reaction, just as a San Antonian, as a human being, was just complete disgust and sadness and anger. But we've been working with Mike throughout the week with updates, and he's been getting an outpouring of support. He's trying to figure out ways to streamline donations from out of town, because there's been so many people from out of town that want to help now that they're finding out through CNN and these national outlets. So yeah, he's preparing for a big wave of people tomorrow, but he also still wants to be mindful of the pandemic and not have people crammed in there. So I think they're providing more outdoor seating too, so that way they can get people outdoors and be able to accommodate all of these people that want to show the heart of San Antonio rather than the hatred.
when you look at his situation, his restaurant, I mean, he was open on Sunday, but then was closed Monday, Tuesday, and today, and is going to reopen tomorrow. Why the 3-day closure there?
Well, that's his normal schedule.
Oh, is it really? Oh, so he's normally only open Thursday to Sunday? Okay. I thought it was an everyday place, but sounds like why was he open one and then closed? I never really quite figured that out, but no, I never saw where it says his normal days off are. Must be nice being in the restaurant business and take 3 days off.
I guess, yeah. So
Well,
I'm looking forward to getting out there.
You can get away with it. Go ahead and get away with it. Have you heard any news about any other openings over the late spring and into fall that might have been canceled, but as the positivity rates have remained low, and as we now have more immunized than actually have had it in Bexar County, it just feels like some of the decisions that were put on hold, now we might be starting to see the light of day and maybe have a few more people actually have those events. What is Fiesta looking like?
I haven't, as I was thinking about that myself, thinking if some organizers would change their minds and bring back some of the events that were canceled. But I think it's really hard from the planning standpoint to say no to everything and then try bringing anything back. But I know things like the Pote Strawberry Festival are still happening with masks encouraged. And I'm feeling a little bit more hopeful now that Fiesta might happen in the summer as planned. It'll be a hot one. And of course, it won't be, what we expected to the full capacity with the parades and stuff, but at least we get some semblance of our tradition back. So hopefully the numbers will stay down even with the reopening. I think people are so accustomed to masking up and washing their hands that we can keep the numbers low. And of course, that goes hand in hand with the vaccinations too. More doses are being put out there. So hopefully we'll keep trending in the right direction.
And again, the more people that are getting vaccinated, more things are going to be open. And again, depending on whatever this policy is at the store, it's still kind of if you want to wear a mask, wear your mask. If you don't want to wear your mask, just don't get into anybody else's business if they're not following what you're doing, and kind of be nice about it, especially in places where it's optional. But, you talk about the different events that are going on. I know a lot of places are having big St. Patrick's Day events, which is kind of strange. You remember last year about this time, I believe it was Ron Nirenberg. I don't think it was a state thing. I think it was the local level put in the mandate that everything was going to close the next day. So at least the bars could have St. Patrick's Day, which is typically one of their most profitable days. And I saw a thing on the TV news last night where, businesses or bars are expecting to be busy tonight, but they're not sure how busy. It won't be like pre-COVID, but just making sure they've ordered enough to prepare for whatever crowd they have. That's the challenge that all these local bars are going to have. And so if you're going out, if a place is slow or running low, don't get too mad at them, because the worst thing they could do is overorder and get stuck with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's such a weird thing to try metering now, trying to predict how many people are going to be there, because the public confidence is all over the place when it comes to whether or not people will show up. And I think this time period also has that stigma too, where we remember last year we were all supposed to stay home, and people that did go out were shunned for going out because everybody knew what was coming. So now it's like in this weird gray area where it's like things are opened up, and now it's like people feel bad about going out, and everybody's public confidence is just all over the place.
Yeah, I do get a sense though, when I am out and about, that there is this feeling of a little bit more openness, a little bit more willing to do something that you hadn't done in a long time. And once you start, the toothpaste is out of the tube, man. For good or bad.
I think the confidence is there. Certainly the traffic is there. If you've ever been on 1604 in the last week, a lot of people are getting out and about. I know I'm going out tonight. It's St. Patrick's Day. Let's go get a green beer. So there is that. But you're right. You go out, but you got to be smart about it, and whatever your level of what you want to do. I'm making sure I'm at an outdoor spot, but I'm going. I'm ready to go. I need to go.
Maddie, did you watch the Grammys?
I didn't, unfortunately.
Well, you weren't alone.
Yeah.
The viewership was way down, but we saw that Selena won a Grammy, one of, I guess,
Lifetime Achievement Award, I believe, right?
That. But
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Did you celebrate that? How should we celebrate appropriately?
in my own way. I know that her band members, Chris Bettis and Joe Ojeda, went to Sancho's downtown to mark the occasion and remember her. But I had a friend record it for me because I wasn't at home. And I saw the Queen of Tejano mentioned. And I mean, obviously, with so many people being honored, you can't do, a whole presentation for each. So it was nice. But I think it's just really amazing that to achieve a Lifetime Achievement Award for the 23 years that she had, and obviously some of that was childhood. So all that she accomplished in that time is really amazing. You should even have a full scope,
Yes. Yet again, the notice still continues. A quarter century since, it's been such a long time. Maddie Sky joins us every Wednesday. Make sure you're following her on Twitter. That's Maddie Sky with an E at the very end. Maddie, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you're following her stuff at mysa.com. It's always good to catch up with Maddie, wearing black and sad on a St. Patty's Day. Gotta cheer up. Maddie Sky joins us every week. It's always a pleasure to have her aboard. Coming back, we got a whole bunch to get into. How about them brackets? You done? Well, you might want to adjust. We'll tell you a positive test might have affected that we'll talk about brackets coming up. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. It is that day. It is March the 17th. You know what that means? It's St. Patty's Day. Put on your green and head over to Twin Peaks because they're celebrating as they do every day, but it is certainly kicked up just a notch. You're in luck at Twin Peaks. Get here for their costume party with all-day specials and festive favorites going on all day long and even tomorrow. So you can carry that luck of the Irish with you, featuring sweet deals on St. Patty's Day staples, Jameson Proper number 12, or Tullamore Do Irish whiskeys, Irish car bombs, and Irish mule, and more. And the costumes are going to be spectacular. Head over to Twin Peaks, enjoy yourself some corned beef and cabbage, have a 29-degree Guinness beer. But why do you go? You go for those scenic views.
Show us your meat.
On the grill.
Take a picture and upload it to ESPNSA.com, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market if you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday.
Going for a few days without water, then being told to boil your water when it came back on, that got a lot of people thinking, is my tap water safe? Hey, this is David Van Camp. Alamo Water Softeners can help you out. They've got top-of-the-line water softeners and filtration systems. They'll come out to your house for a free water analysis and explain what they can do for you. And Alamo Water Softeners is a 2020 neighborhood favorite on Nextdoor. Go to alamowatersofteners.com to schedule a free water analysis. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
When you post your first job for free on LinkedIn Jobs, we search a network of over 700 million professionals so you can find the quality candidate you need quickly. Marketing wizards? Found them.
Software engineers?
Found.
That project manager I could never seem to hire?
And found. How? Well, LinkedIn Jobs matches your roles with candidates with the right skills and experience and puts your jobs in front of them. So, looking for an easier way to make that next hire? You found it. Post your first job for free and get started at linkedin.com/CBS. That's linkedin.com/CBS. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, James, that order just doubled. We got to move fast here.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Somebody pick up that phone.
Like at Luca's Gourmet Frozen Pizza Company. To operate at scale, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
First comes love. Then comes sparkle. And that's where Diamonds Direct comes in. Engagement ring shopping is so easy at Diamonds Direct. Step 1, choose your perfect diamond. At Diamonds Direct, you get access to one of the largest selections of certified diamonds in America, straight from the diamond cutters. Every shape, every size, everyone handpicked for brilliance. Step 2, choose your setting. Something unique, something that fits your style, your personality. Solitaire, halo, 3-stone, pave, channel set. And don't worry if you've seen it on Pinterest, we have it. From all the top designers and bridal jewelry. Step 3, relax. Your Diamonds Direct engagement ring comes with a free lifetime warranty. That's no charge ever for sizing, cleaning, and routine maintenance. And at every step along the way, you'll be treated with respect, with zero pressure, by experts whose only goal is to make you happy. So you'll be all set for step 4, the most important one. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at Lock Ontario.
Good morning, Privates! Good morning, Drill Sergeant! I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You seem to be in a good mood today. Astute observation.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
They're even shaped like hearts. So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone? Yes, Drill Sergeant!
Happy Heart Shapes are back for a limited time. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect time to power up productivity and gaming victories. Now you can save what Dell employees save on high-performance tech. Save 17% on the latest XPS and Alienware computers with Intel Core processors. Plus, check out exclusive savings on Dell monitors, headsets, and accessories for greater immersion in all you do. Upgrade today by calling 800-BY-DELL. Again, that's 800-BY-DELL, or you can visit Dell.com/semi-annual sale.
It is the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. If you're on the go, ESPNSA.com, a great place to be. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Use that .com for all your streaming purposes. The audio vault is set up just for you. AA Best Bell Bonds always brings it to you. Mark Singleton will be here at 6 o'clock. We're doing some fantastical cooking as we do every week with Mark of Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Make sure you're in a proper locale so that you can view this as we cook and put together these Beard Award-winning recipes, keto-friendly, healthy, and so delicious. And this is today. I'm astounded at what we're going to do today. This is science. This isn't even cooking. We've gone well beyond that. But before we do, have you filled out your brackets yet? Has everybody got them done? I did, Jason, just because you have a starting template, and I always do. My first one, just gut. What I look at, bing, bang, 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 all the way through. And then I go back and look at the ones that I'm a little concerned about. I'm doing that now. If you are concerned about the OU-Missouri matchup, the 8-9 matchup that is, Devion Harmon, the starting point guard for OU, has tested positive for COVID and will not be available till those 7 negative tests come back. That makes it that much more difficult for OU to beat Missouri. And it was going to be tough anyway, but if you had OU, you might want to go adjust.
I don't know enough about Missouri basketball, and I might need to, ask you. But I mean, so is OU, and they've dealt with a lot of guys being out because of COVID all year. They still got the Gibson guy. I still think Oklahoma wins, and they're going to lose in the second round at Gonzaga. So I'm too damn lazy to go adjust my bracket. I'm going to win anyway. And everybody else is going to go adjust yours, and that's going to give me a win. I looked at the line. They went from 3.5 to 2. They're still favored.
They're still favored, and it's just going to be tough. It's one of those things with Missouri OU. They got a perfect 8-9 because there are certainly great attributes for Missouri. As an Aggie fan, I watched Missouri pretty much smoke A&M, so I have a
so did everybody else.
So I have a different kind of respect that I think many of them do. But this will actually adjust and play in there. If you haven't signed up, go to ESPNSA.com. Pinkertons is bringing you our Mayhem contest. You get a perfect bracket. Well, that's $1 million. If you win San Antonio, it's a $100 gift card to Pinkerton's Barbecue. And man, you want to talk about social distance fine meats? That's Pinkerton, brand new place downtown.
Great barbecue. And when I say great barbecue, incredible barbecue, but they've got an incredible bar downtown as well. And, you want a fine bourbon. They got a lot of great bourbons there. But one of the other things they're going to do there, Pinkertons, they got that park. They're going to set up this massive TV out there. They're going to show a bunch of games out there, tournament games, Spurs games. It's changing downtown. It's a great spot there at Pinkerton's Barbecue.
Tomorrow night's first four will have the second game. It'll be tipping a little after 7 o'clock, right at 7:45, right here on ESPN San Antonio. You Tech fans, we got it right here on ESPN San Antonio as we have all season long. Tech basketball taking on Utah State here on ESPN San Antonio. The pregame get going at 11:30 for you as well. We're your home for the NCAA tournament all tournament long. I'd like to say all month, but they've abbreviated it. It's a weird schedule, man. It is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, baby. We're sprinting.
So how many people had to double take and go, wait a minute, what's wrong with am I looking at this year's schedule? Because instead of your normal Thursday, Friday with all day basketball, it's really kind of turned into Friday, Monday with the play-in games not being last night and tonight, they're all going to be on Thursday. It is weird, but I was all thinking we were going to get skate days on Thursday and Friday, but I was wrong. we got to do a full show on Thursday. I was looking at that schedule going, is this year's schedule? Wait a minute. What are they doing? What do you mean first round on Saturday? This is, yeah.
We will have,
yeah.
We'll also got them on Monday.
The Longhorn game. Yeah.
I wonder what the absentee rate's going to be on Monday across the business platforms. The Monday after a lot of spring breaks are done and you got basketball on all day long.
Let's see. Is Rob going to go tooth or back?
Well, the thing is, you can't get out of it when you're working from home. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm propped up in this chair as I am.
You're going to not log on?
Oh, you got me. You're stuck with me this year. I mean, I'm watching them. I've got the TV on in front of me right now. It's easy. But if I do get quiet after a little bit, we're up against it. I found a great article that is on ESPNSA.com right now about the players that are going to genuinely affect the tournament, whether they're going to break your brackets or carry you through as an upset special kind of thing. And Cole Anthony has been remarkable. I mean, he's just as good as there is. But looking back in the history of, is there one shot that you think of when you think of college basketball, or is it just a myriad of great stories? Because they kind of ripple through my brain. I can think of Carmelo hitting the shot. I think of Bryce Drew hitting that shot. Danny Ainge going full court. I mean, all these miracle shots. When you think college basketball, do you think of one specific play?
Well, there's one that you see all the time, and that's Christian Laettner. As a Longhorn fan, TJ Ford with some, incredible moments. But you kind of go back to, a guy that we talked to yesterday in that team, Andy Manning, and then, but Christian Laettner is the shot, right? I mean, that is the one that you always think about. I mean, we see the Michael Jordan highlight often as well. You mentioned Carmelo, but yeah, I remember in San Antonio, I couldn't tell you who the kids were, but Shaka Smart's VCU team and what they did here in the Alamo Dome is certainly memorable.
The Villanova game a couple years back against North Carolina, 2 back-to-back buzzer beater shots with Chris Jenkins hitting it. That was one of those picture perfect moments, and we are right on the cusp. If you can't watch it, you can hear it right here on ESPN SA all tournament long. Coming back in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking Spurs for sure. Deshaun Watson still sits pretty in Houston. As Chicago and Denver, are they looking down this direction? And tough news from a former NBA pro as we'll talk a little bit about Sean Bradley and the situation that he's in. But coming back, Chicago whiffed on their chase of Russell Wilson. Are they going to focus on Deshaun? And what's the cost now? We're looking at the NFL and free agency. Coming back, you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and then on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Your silver and black game nights start here.
Hi, this is DeJounte Murray of the San Antonio Spurs.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, a.k.a. the Red Mamba, a.k.a. the Sandwich Hunter.
30 minutes before every game night on the Blitz, we give you an in-depth look at your silver and black.
1250.
ESPN San Antonio.
94.5 FM.
And on the go at ESPNSA.com. ESPNSA.com.
Your nose is the body's air filter, the first line of defense against airborne allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You wash your hands to protect your health. Now you can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green. Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in-store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
Hey y'all, I'm Grant Pinkerton of Pinkerton's Barbecue in downtown San Antonio. We only smoke prime meats with a blend of post oak and mesquite. Come see us for some of those giant beef ribs, tender brisket, and a cold big red. We have a Texas-sized bar, great selection of bourbon, and tons of local beers. I love sports, so we have plenty of screens to watch them on. We're open Wednesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner or until we sell out. Come early, come hungry, and stay late.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lately, we're doing a lot more at home, which means we're doing a lot less driving. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you only pay for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Pricing varies based on how you buy driving behaviors and includes a daily rate, not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay-per-mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. Online at ESPNSA.com. All day, every day. KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. Got to wake the dogs up.
Hello? Hello. That's
94.5 FM and on the go at ESPNSA.com. If you're wearing green, you're welcome to join us. Head over to our YouTube channel, ESPN San Antonio. Like, listen, and share, as we were apt to say. You know, we get graded on that stuff, and I just got a D. So everybody get in there and get busy and save me. He's Jason Minix. That's James Pledger wearing his Ninja Turtle shirt right about 10 o'clock. Join us for the next couple hours, shall you? Or will you? As we talk some sports. Jill Jelnick will join us at 6:30. It's Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We're taking on them Bulls. Got to get this one tonight. This is one of those things that doesn't look like it matters, but this one seriously matters. This will be our second game in 6 nights. Not going to be easy.
A Sega tuplet? What are we doing here?
Well, we do the Figa Baba, and then we do the Sega Baba, and this will be the what's 6? What is there a Latin? What's the Latin number?
Sextuplet?
No, man.
No, that's. I thought you just said Lorena Bobbitt, man. I talking about a flashback, man. I was like, wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Where is your mind, Jason Minix? If
Exactly.
if your brain went to a 30-year-old penile dismemberer, right
you're talking
then,
about the Bobbits, and I went, what? Sega Baba, and what was the other word that you said? That's the one I thought you said. Just a what? A what, Baba?
It's a Figa Baba. First game in a back-to-back, and a Sega Baba.
Yeah.
Second game in a back-to-back. But anyway, I put it to you that the call to action that is a particular station or network's theme song for a sport puts you in a mind that nothing else does. And I will put it to you that the very best sport theme song by a network is Monday Night Football. The Monday Night Football entry song, the opening, is so transcendent to me that every other network soon followed. Now, the second best in my mind, Jason, is the NCAA basketball theme. It's the intro to the tournament, and it's the intro to that weird show on True TV that I only catch every year right about this time with all those guys making the buddies do weird things. I get to watch that now. But what's your favorite theme song?
Where do we find True TV? Damn it.
It's way up there. It's one of those upper channels. We're going to talk in about 15 minutes about your favorite sports theme song. Monday Night Football Spectacular. We know Fox is one that grabs you, but some others out there that you might hear all the time but not put 2 and 2 together. We're going to play them in about 15 minutes. But before we do, Deshaun Watson continues to be the most prized of the, we say available, but he really isn't unless he decides he wants to be available. But as we sit today, Russell Wilson has, put I shouldn't say Russell Wilson all the time, Jason. I should say the Seattle Seahawks have put this to bed. 3 number ones and 2 starters and a 3rd-round pick. That's laughable for the value that is Russell Wilson. Go away, Chicago. Find yourself another quarterback. And maybe if you do it right, you can find a ginger. And that's what they did. They got themselves a ginger for $10 million a year, but that's not going to be enough, Jason. Bear fans are beside themselves with anger. They can't be done.
It's so unfair to Andy Dalton. And you feel bad for Andy Dalton.
Well, $10 million, I don't feel that bad.
Well, but he's a nice guy, and he took that job thinking he's going to be the starter, right? You look at Andy Dalton, them signing Andy Dalton when apparently the Seahawks refused to do business with them on a trade was a panic move. They all right, well, who's available? Because they could have explored Sam Darnold. They could have further explored the possibilities with the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. Although I saw Adam Schefter say earlier today that the offer was never made. They discussed the parameters of an offer, and that's when, apparently the conversation ended, right? And again, I look at the one thing that the Bears couldn't do, as much as the 3 number ones and the 2 starters and a 3rd, it all makes sense. Their number 1 pick this year is at number 20. That's not high enough to get a replacement quarterback. And they don't have a quarterback that is worthy of putting into that trade. And Seattle's not going to get rid of Russell Wilson without having a quarterback lined up. Plus, the dead money this year makes it almost impossible for the Seahawks to trade Russell Wilson this year. Next year at this time, it's certainly doable. This year, they're not ready to break up. And even even Russell Wilson's agent said he's not demanding a trade.
Right.
But if he did, these are the 4 teams he'd want to go to. So it's not like Deshaun, who has clearly said he wants out. Russ, I think, is angling for a new deal or at the very least, some help. Give me some offensive linemen, give me some protection. But the fact that it's out there now, that this is the parameters that were being discussed for Russell Wilson, is that kind of the benchmark now for teams that are going after Deshaun Watson? 3 number ones, a 3rd, and potentially 2 starters? Or is it 3 number ones and a couple of number 2s? Is it, but I think, the day one, we said it's got to take 3 number ones to get the conversation started. They've added a lot of meat to that sandwich.
3 number ones is no longer what gets the conversation started. That wasn't enough for Russell Wilson. So if I'm Houston, the dollar values just went up by a quarter. Now it is 4 number ones. I don't know about your starters, but there might be 1 or 2 that I might be interested in. And, there might be a couple of later round picks. I think it made Houston money. I think that they got more because of what happened to the Bears, whether they were trying to figure out what the market exactly was or not. They whiffed. But I know this, both these teams cannot draft quarterbacks. They don't know what they're doing. Neither one of the GMs, whether it's Ryan Pace or Elway for all these many years, the cast of characters that has passed through these 2 franchises over the last decade is ridiculous. Even Denver, they found a way to win with Tebow. That's the best quarterback they've had since Tebow. So Deshaun Watson says, I want to play there. You go back the truck up to the bank and say, give me everything I got. Because no matter what I pay, the value that he will bring back will more. It might not necessarily mean wins, but at least right now I could appease the fans and play like a real GM and then start doing the pieces and puzzles that I'm going to have to do because I'm not going to have any money to do anything. But at least I'll have me a shiny, fast, and accurate quarterback.
Well, I mean, the question is, are the Chicago Bears done? All right, we didn't get Russ, so we signed Andy Dalton.
They're done in a lot of ways.
And if you get this, the chances of you surviving this year anyway aren't good. Make the deal.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a 5-year plan. You need to have a 9-month plan, because if you can't get to the playoffs, you're probably going to get fired based on the decisions you made, which included bidding against yourself on Mitchell Trubisky and passing up a Deshaun Watson. The idea that, let's go back a few years. Remember when there was some talk about, Deshaun Watson, was he worthy of being the number one overall quarterback, or not the number one overall quarterback, the number one overall pick, or the first quarterback? And it didn't happen. You can go get him now and pay for not taking him instead of Mitchell Trubisky. Right the wrong, you're still probably going to get fired. Forget the 5-year plan. You've got to figure out how you can win now. But I look at all these teams that, the same issue is going to be there for the Bears in working with Houston. They're picking at number 20. You look at the Jets, who are picking at number 2. Their first-round pick this year is a lot more valuable than Chicago's. And you can include a quarterback in Sam Darnold in that deal if Houston is like, well, we don't want to be left without a starting quarterback. Who do you got? Well, Sam Darnold. And maybe a new system for him will show a different guy, and maybe he can be successful.
I just wonder where the Jets are. I'm not sure I think Saleh got there and goes, Darnold's not that bad, man. And I do have that another pick, and I could use him for a year, and I'm going to draft a quarterback. And they're making moves right now. It feels like they're filling the other gaps and just going to wait on that quarterback, whether it be a draft pick alone that they move or that draft pick and Darnold that they move. I don't think they've made their mind up yet.
And again, Darnold's still on the rookie deal, so he's still cheap labor. So, is that there? The other part of when you're giving up that much draft capital, you might get Deshaun Watson, but then it's hard to put all the pieces around him. You're going to need to be successful. So you've got this beautiful car, but it's rainy season. It's in the garage. You can't go enjoy it.
You got to just make sure you have enough insurance in the end to get it fixed when you eventually inevitably wreck it. Yes, either one of these teams, they're not going to be better in the short term because they wouldn't got Deshaun Watson. I mean, they're going to have to give up so much. But if I'm Denver and if I'm Chicago, I can't wait. I can't hope for better future. I've done that for a decade, and it hasn't worked. I've drafted as high as I can. I've tried guys. I've overpaid veterans. Now I can, but I could if I mortgage the future, I can get Deshaun. Now's the time to do it.
Now, obviously, I would have some trust issues with Deshaun Watson with the next question that I would want to ask him and his agent, David Mulligetta, because Deshaun was happy enough in Houston in September to sign that contract, and by all accounts wanted to be a Texan for life. Fast forward 6 months and everything has changed. But if I'm going to give up 3 number ones, and you're not, or 4 number ones, or whatever it is, whatever the price is for Deshaun Watson, whether it's Denver or Chicago or San Francisco, the Jets, the Dolphins, whoever it is, and maybe not the Dolphins, they're a little bit farther along than those other teams. San Francisco certainly is pretty far along in the process of being able to win now, but knowing that he's got 3 years left on his contract, and it's going to take you about that long to start building a winner around him. Deshaun, we're going to lose around here for a while, more than likely. You're going to be a lot of fun to watch, just like in Houston, but there's probably not going to be a lot of wins. To steal a line from J.J. Watt, we're about to waste a couple years of your prime. But when we get in position, are you committed to this organization to sign another deal with us, or do you plan on leaving in free agency? Now, they could tag him and do some other things, but that's the hard part about giving up that kind of draft capital for a quarterback, knowing that you're still in the rebuild mode. It's not like he's the missing part on a Super Bowl caliber team.
Well, I disagree there, because I'm not talking about 3 years. When I'm talking with Deshaun, it's about next year. I'll get things done. It's going to cost us. I'm giving away draft picks. That's not about next year. I'm giving away 3 years ago, a draft pick from 3 years from now. I'll go get the guys you need, man. Yes,
you build winners
but you
on guys on their rookie deal, and if you give away all my draft picks to get you, how are you going to build that team? I mean, ask Houston what it's like to try to build a winner without draft picks.
No, what Houston did to Deshaun was trade D-Hop. Deshaun took the money knowing full well he was leaving. I promise you, Deshaun, I will never trade a D-Hop. I promise you, if I've got a D-Hop on the roster, I don't care what comes and what is offered, you will always have the very best wide receiver I can keep. That is a promise to you, Deshaun. But as far as 4 years from now, shoot, I might not even be here as the general manager. I'm just looking at this year and next. I think I can form a team with you because I have won without you. And my goodness, I'm so much better with you, even if I am minus a couple starters and future considerations in 3 years. I can fix that. Come on now, and I'll mortgage the future. That's what the NFL needs. Baseball has, kind of been in there in the past and made these whopper deals, and it affects the league. Now these middling teams, in the NFL, you're going to have to step up, man. You're going to have to spend some money and try to go get a win, or you're going to get left. And especially in Denver's part, they're going to get left. They just can't keep up anymore. They got to get it done.
And they face Kansas City twice a year. They are in such a tough division.
And
if
San
I'm
Diego
Deshaun,
too.
That's another reason not to go there. San Francisco, New York, Miami would be the three teams that I would want to go to if I'm Deshaun Watson. And Chicago's not a bad spot. Chicago, when was the last time Chicago had a great quarterback? Would he not sign there and automatically become the greatest quarterback in the Bears franchise history?
Apart from from a Super Bowl winner back in '85, who really didn't, there's some big.
Again, Jim McMahon was steering the ship, but was he ever considered a great quarterback?
No, not at all. But I do disagree with you as far as if you game respects game. I don't mind going and playing against Patrick Mahomes a couple times a year. I think it elevates my brand. It puts every eye on me on those Sundays. I love to be part of those shootouts. In fact, I think that's more of a draw. I'd rather go play against a guy like that because I know every time I do it, the world will be watching instead of going in and playing Carson Wentz at the Colts. Yeah, he's a reclamation project, and that's the noon game. But when I play Mahomes, that's 3:00 kickoff, baby, and everybody's watching. I think that's a draw. When we come back, let's look at
for everybody else. My Super Bowl case, I want to fill it up, and that gets harder if I'm going against Deshaun every year or going against Mahomes every year.
I guess I'd hate to hear a player ever use that as a reason not to choose. I would have gone.
I agree. I agree with that. He won't say it, but
I think it's a level that I don't live at. He's at an altitude that I have not reached. I wouldn't want to play Mahomes twice a year, but then again, it's me.
A player is always going to say, whoever's in front of me is who we're going to get. As fans, remember in the Spurs heyday, we were trying to figure out, all right, well, you want to avoid this team until at least the Western Conference Finals, that team until the Western Conference Finals, right? Same thing applies. Let's not be ridiculous.
I guess no one would ever admit it. I would hate to think that would come into it. I would hate to think that. And if it did, I don't want you. If it did, if it's going to be too hard, then I don't want you. If you think playing against Mahomes twice, too hard. Iron sharpens iron, baby. If you want to be sharp and ready, you get to go against the very best. And the very best.
Give me the speech, man. Give me the speech. Come on, Coach, play the music. Give me the speech.
Coming back. You want to get fired up? We're going to play the themes to all of our favorite sporting events brought to you by each individual network and pick the very best. I put it to you. It is the Monday Night Football theme. What do you think? 656-3776. That's 656-ESPN for a Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. If you want our Twitter handles, go to our page at ESPNSA.com and read them live. We'll be right back talking theme songs here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're having issues at the house with your plumbing, your heating, your AC, there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. That is the phone number. Especially this time of year, the air conditioner's on. If you haven't had it tuned up, checked out, call Quartermoon. They'll come out and take care of that for you. Great maintenance program. In short, your unit is ready for every season and can make sure if there is an issue, it can get fixed before it becomes a major problem. Plumbing issues, no worries. If you've got to call them, it's probably worst case scenario for you and your world. They're fantastic. Full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. A great experienced staff that has earned an A+ ranking with the Better Business Bureau. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Hey, we're both working toward a common goal. Quitting time. This is San Antonio's sports leader, 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. All day, every day.
Jason Minix here from ESPN San Antonio for my friends at Alamo Water Softeners. Following the winter storm and freeze, lots of people have asked, is the water safe to drink? And if you have a water softener, do you need a water filter? Alamo Water Softeners recommends both. Call today for a free water analysis. Alamo Water Softeners will come test your water for free and give you an estimate. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Making popcorn for movie night? Whoa, who are you? This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless. What if every time you tried a new streaming service, you had to buy a new TV?
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, some wireless companies do that when you switch, make you buy a new phone.
Right.
But TracFone Wireless lets you keep your phone and your number and your network and gives you unlimited talk and text starting at $20 a month.
Seriously, who are you?
This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. Oh, you're burning it.
Oh, no.
See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, your home to 7 days a week happy hour. Come eat, drink, and socialize safely at all 4 Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar locations. And now you can join us bright and early at the newest location, Slackers Medical Center. Now opens at 7 a.m. to serve our valued medical community. Nurses, doctors, frontline workers, and staff, we thank you. Slackers Medical Center at Fredericksburg and Medical Drive. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now with 4 area locations to quench your thirst.
If you've got an insurance question, you could talk to a park ranger, but the only quotes they'd probably give you would be about the beauty of a fallen leaf or ripples in a pond, not the kind that could save you money on your policies. Or you could talk to your local Geico agent, who's an expert navigator of the insurance landscape. They could use their expertise to guide you on ways to save hundreds on your policies, while leaving it up to your park ranger to save the wilderness and any endangered picnic baskets. Go online to geico.com/local to find a Geico agent near you.
Spring is on its way. Almost time to roll out the green carpet. Start planning now with innovative help from the Home Depot. Use our project calculators to figure how much grass seed you'll need, or just the right amount of mulch. Our online workshops and how-to videos will get you up to speed fast, from outdoor fire pits to planter projects. If you're ready to roll, so are we. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
A bit before we hit that again, but we're talking sports themes here on the Blitz. He is Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. I heard the intro the other night, Jason, to NCAA college basketball tournament time tunes, as you get only once a year, and it put me in the mind that it puts me in the mind of the tournament for sure. But it's not my favorite of all time. It's not the one that I remember whenever I think football. That one was good. Which one was that one? That was Fox. Was that the Fox NFL intro?
That was CBS, baby.
CBS. See, I don't watch the CBS one very much, and normally I'm hitting it right at noon. But that's football. It feels it. I feel it.
I think that's the funny part of it. And what is your favorite theme song? At Rob Thompson ESPN, at Jason Minix on Twitter. A lot of them, you know exactly what it is, but you don't necessarily know where it's from. Right? I mean, does that make sense?
No,
I mean,
it puts you in the mind of football. You hear it
at a certain
football.
time. But is that the CBS? What's the Fox one on that? The NFL on Fox?
as we dig it out in our sound files. The NFL on Fox, that is the one that continually, here it is.
That's Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, your game of the week.
I think that is the preeminent theme song right now because Fox has the preeminent games. The Fox 3 o'clock game seems to be the A1 game every week. Not that CBS is bad.
Well,
okay,
again,
I want you to play the NBA, the TNT NBA intro, because for that one, it's very personal to me. Whenever I hear the TNT one, it always reminds me of Spurs titles. It just feels like when I hear that, even though it's other teams playing a lot of the time, this feels like championships to me.
It does. Although, I mean, it does. You're right. That is certainly a Spurs. You get that. You know what that means. I'm with you there. At first I was thinking that was a bit of a stretch, but no, I think you're right.
It just feels like Spurs champion, and I know that's unique to us, and we're appropriating the rest of the country. But for me as a Spurs fan, these 20 years, it has felt, when I hear it, it's game on, playoff time in my brain.
See, I think titles, and I think to my childhood and watching the Rockets win titles and watching the Bulls win all the titles in between that, and that would be the NBC's NBA theme.
NBC,
yes.
See,
that feels good too, baby. I like
the problem
baby making music.
The problem I have with that one, and not the baby making music part of it, it's it's a couple of years ago when that guy ended up in Toronto and somebody did this.
I don't even know where he's sitting at.
It's a fine thing.
Yeah, so that's all I hear now is that stupid laugh when I hear that song. It's just in your head forever.
Of the ones we've heard, which is your favorite?
NFL on Fox. But I'll still say Monday Night Football or even Sunday Night Football. But probably Monday Night Football for me. Old school Monday Night Football.
Well, Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, that's NBC Sunday night. And there's a certain feel to it. And I like that this one has a pace that feels like Sunday night. It's not overly aggressive. It feels like you're kind of easing into it. And
been drinking and eating wings all day. I mean, it's been waiting all day.
Now. You're a little sunburnt from sitting outside watching other games, or you just winded down, had a few, and you hear that. That feels really good. But growing up, it was the original. See, okay, Fred Casares put up on our Facebook feed. If you want to see that, go to our Facebook page, of course. He put up that the theme songs with Hank Williams. See, that changed things. I'm not talking about the Hank Williams and Faith Hills. I'm talking about that OG instrumental intro. Right now, you got a chill going down your back, don't you? Right now, you got a little shiver down the back. The hair on your neck's kind of standing up. Oh, Brian Hankinson, I'm down with you.
The Wide World of Sports, Agony of Defeat. Yeah, you're there, but honestly, NFL films, John Facenda's booming voice coming through, what the Sables are doing over there. I mean, it's amazing how much music is connected to your sports. Just the theme song, you hear it and you know exactly what it is.
We're headed toward the one shining moment, which is the singular. See, this is spanning the globe.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport.
And visualize the skier tumbling down a hill, being chased by a bear.
Doing this dates us. There's an entire segment of people that are about 35 years and younger have no idea what we're talking about.
Can I raise my hand?
An afternoon spent a Sunday afternoon with Wide World of Sports on and watching like the bizarro sports. Like, remember, did you ever watch the motorcycle racing on ice that they had like nails in the tires facing out so it could rip the ice, or the barrel jumping on skates? They had that.
Is this the show that Joe Tessitore and Mike Greenberg did for a couple of years?
No, dude, it's the Wide World of Sports with John McKay. I mean, it was it was the highlight of the weekend in the non-football months. I mean, you look forward to it. Wide World of Sports had Muhammad Ali fights. Football puts me in the mind of a gridiron.
Anybody ready for the college football playoffs?
Is that what that is?
On ESPN and ABC?
Yeah, I recognize it. I couldn't tell you what network it was.
Ours.
Some of them get lost in the mix, but some of them are so singularly perfect that everybody else is copying them. And Monday Night Football began it. Fox Football perfected it, but nothing feels better to me than the Monday Night Football theme. And of course, the NCAA basketball theme that we are going to hear over and over and over for the next 3 weeks, that only now does it really matter.
On Twitter, and Blitz, do you have this one? Abraham Lucio says the MLB on Fox theme.
We have it. It's good. Not as good as this.
Don't dance. You're going to throw out your back. Don't do that. Can I hear the Barry Melrose theme, please? Mr. DJ Pledge, can we hear the NHL?
Can we get through the Fox baseball that you asked for first?
Well, kind of like my baseball interest, I'm moving quickly into hockey.
Yeah, the NHL is not. We played it a couple times. It doesn't. It's one of those just kind of facsimiles. It doesn't quite get for me.
Because you're not a hockey fan.
Well, no, but
I mean,
just on its musicality, it's kind of right down the middle of the road.
And now,
see,
it's Barry Melrose with the best mullet on TV.
What are your thoughts? You can hit us up on Twitter at Rob Thompson, ESPN, at Jason Minix, at I Am Pleasure. I just noticed my name's misspelled on the Twitter
feed. Hey, is it really?
It is, yes. When we come back, you can tweet me at Rob Thompson.
Hey, Jason, you're wearing the shirt today. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up.
The Masters is one of the first ones we talked about in the
and I'm
long
glad that
pre-show meeting.
We're closing it down with this one because you want to talk about sounds attached to a singular event.
Amen, corner.
But unfortunately, it has to include Jim Nantz. If you don't add Jim Nantz as the icing on the cake that is the theme, you don't really get the full meal. You know what I mean? It has to be Jim Nantz speaking right about now and not me.
Somebody screen grab that
the dogwoods
with Rob misspelling his own name. We make fun of different jerseys that might have somebody.
Been on there a couple of days.
Who's Rob Thompson?
I'm about to say some outlandish stuff, and I don't want to be dealing with the Twitter fools, so I'm going to add on. We'll take off the M, so you guys can tweet at leisure when you want to. Hey, we're going to talk some Spurs. We promise you. We're going to also do some cooking with Mark Singleton. Let's head into a break and celebrate all that is the Masters, the Dogwoods, and everything else. Coming up next, you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
And if you are playing the theme song for cops because you've been arrested, you need to call my good friend Albert and his great staff to get yourself out of jail. They're AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number, or go to the website, mybestbailbonds.com. You can even start the bonding process there online. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, somebody gets arrested, your best option is calling AA Best Bail Bonds. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. Of course, they are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, anywhere in between, Marble Falls, Kerrville, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, 225-2121, or online, mybestbailbonds.com.
Sundays are for the grill. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 in the morning to 1. Chop it up and grill with former and current Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 to 1 every Sunday.
Got chronic joint pain, not having success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available in our area from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now here in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Hey, James Pledger here. I'm talking about new therapies, advanced, all-natural, regenerative cell treatments that not only give you relief, but speed up the process of healing and repair. Popular in Europe for years, now they're here. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulder, lower back, hips, or pain from arthritis, or even pain from an old injury, you need to learn more about these potent new regenerative solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. These remarkable new treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and restore tissue. They actually allow your body to heal itself. Call now. Regenerative medicine is here. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Hey, this is JJ Redick. Whether it's after a tough workout or a game, there's nothing like a long, hot shower to help my body refresh. And a huge part of that process is the body wash that I use. That's why you should use the new Dove Men plant-based body wash. It uses plant-based cleansers and moisturizers to keep your skin healthy and hydrated. Eucalyptus oil and cedar, lime and avocado oil, and charcoal and clove. Relax your body and mind with the new Dove Men plant-based body wash.
Experience the Dove Men Plus Care plant-based line for yourself. Buy it now at Walmart and Target.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/real. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/real. That's forhims.com/real for your free online visit. forhims.com/real.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
In 2003, it was rare for freshmen to carry a college basketball team, never mind two of them. But for Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony and Jerry McNamara did just that, all the way to a national championship. Anthony led the team in scoring and rebounds, while McNamara led the team in assists and was third in scoring. In the national championship game against Kansas, Carmelo was the game's leading scorer with 20, and McNamara added 18.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
March is the biggest month in college basketball, where teams across the country test their talent in the hopes of winning it all. For finding talent that can help your team win it all, there's LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view, as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
I don't even know what to say. You're on the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. 94.5 FM. We seem to have classed up the joint. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Thanks for joining us. Hey, go get your brackets done.
Is this from a spelling bee or something, Pledge?
Right now. The Basketball Mayhem Contest. Get your brackets filled. You could win $1 million if you're perfect, but more importantly, how about $100 toward Pinkerton's Barbecue? Beautiful place right downtown. Socially distanced outdoor fun to be had, and the finest barbecue to open up downtown in quite some time. We're glad to have them. And go get yourself signed up. Of course, you got to do it before Thursday's first tip if you want to actually win. Go now and sign yourself up.
Taking it, y'all aren't big Champions League fans?
Is that what that was?
Yeah. The UEFA Champions League.
That was soccer league intro? Well, that's fancy.
Yeah.
They've been around. They've been
around for a little while.
I don't feel like that was written specifically for that thing. I think they took that from some kind of composer. Just my guess.
Do we want some good news about the Spurs?
Let's hear some very good news about the San Antonio Spurs, because they certainly do need it as they take on the Bulls tonight.
With the early start time tonight, the pop presser is going on as we speak. While not set in stone, the expectation is DeMar DeRozan will be back in time for the game Friday against Cleveland. So they're hoping that he'll be able to rejoin the team Friday against Cleveland. Not available
there a
tonight.
Segababa there? Do we have Milwaukee directly after that? I don't have the schedule up in front of me. We're going to need him with Milwaukee.
I think Friday's Sunday, but I don't have it up in front of me yet either. But yeah, I don't think it's a Segababa. Where did Segababa come from?
It's just the acronyms.
I mean, did you make that up? Because
No,
I'm starting to see
I'm not smart
all
enough to
kinds of
do that.
people using it, and it's something that I haven't heard. You were the first person that ever heard use Segababa, and now I see it everywhere.
No, I'm going to give credit where it's due. Now, I don't know exactly who wrote it, but it certainly was due to the Spurs fan site Pounding the Rock. And I'm not.
Okay.
I want to give credit to the actual person who did it, but a couple years ago, one of them was writing a bit on the second game in a back-to-back, and they started calling it a Segababa, and it just made perfect sense to me, and I like saying it, so I stole it.
Well, clearly
and used it as research and continue to do so, and it needs to be a thing, just like Puro San Antonio needs to be a thing. Segababas need to be an ongoing used word.
It will be on the Blitz, but I've seen other people using it, and I'm like,
I think
right.
we all stole it from them. I wish I was smart enough to come up with something that brilliant. But good news there. They do have the Bulls tonight. Before we get into the actual game, we saw some interesting and tough news, quite frankly. Sean Bradley, he of 7'6", number 1 draft pick, went to the Nets those many years ago and kind of traveled around, was injured in a bicycling accident recently and is now paralyzed.
It is a terribly sad story.
Oh, it's
I mean, anybody that's been on a bicycle and run over, it's sad. But I mean, I don't say it's sad because it was an NBA player. I mean, you think about it. I mean, imagine, you're just out riding your bike. I'm a guy that wants to go get a bike and start doing this, and then you read this and go, well, but he was hit by a car while riding his bike and now paralyzed. Had some surgeries that hasn't helped yet, but. And apparently it's been more than 6 weeks that he's been dealing with the injury and since the accident, but it finally went public with it in an effort to kind of raise awareness for those on bikes and motorcycles, that motorists, people in cars, need to pay more attention to those on two wheels.
All I can think about, and I know this is awful, is that must be a big ass bike.
I mean 7'6", you couldn't ride it.
Is that like do they make bigger bikes for bigger people? Because Sean Bradley is like one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen. Not just big. And, I've kind of grown up in kind of the basketball world. I've always been, I'm 6'4", and I'm a short guy in the game. Sean Bradley, when I saw him in person, my jaw dropped. I mean, my eyes got big, and I couldn't speak for a while. It was one of those. He is of a different genetic line. He and Yao Ming are huge. It's hard to even establish and to think, Sean, how did you not see Sean Bradley on a bike?
I mean, it was January 20th. It doesn't say what time. He was hit from behind while riding his bike. So
it's awful.
I mean, we joked when there were all those photos of Manu and Tim out riding bikes. If you're driving down the road and you see Tim Duncan, does that cause an accident? Right? Because you're going, oh, look, there's Tim.
No, that's a big ass bike.
Well, I mean, but yeah, I'm guessing that they, can be custom made to fit a 7-footer. I'll tell you, I was fairly young in the business and doing an interview one time with Sean Bradley, and it was one-on-one. And, this was, back in the day where you literally carried a tape recorder with you and plugged it in. And I'm holding my tape recorder and I'm interviewing Sean Bradley. And after about the second question of me asking the question into the microphone and then extending my arm up as high as it could possibly go, Sean, during the interview was like, here, let me help you out. Grabbed the microphone and started, basically putting the mic to his mouth and then back down, doing all that, like doing the hard work of the interview for us because, he was there. And when you're short, you've got to deal with that. One time I was going to interview Shaq, and he said, let me sit down so we could be eye to eye. And damn it, we were. It was awful. Shaq sitting in a chair in the Alamo Dome locker room, and I'm eye to eye with him.
Certainly thoughts and prayers for Sean Bradley on his road to recovery, and lemonade out of lemons. Make sure everybody's aware that they are out there. I drive up and down on Babcock Road outside of 1604, and there's a lot of bicyclists, and I want them to be there, but there are certain places maybe bicycles shouldn't be.
Well, and I think that's part of the problem is if you're on a bike, you feel like you own just as much of the road as the car. But you're right. I mean, it's one of those where, and like my brother's a big motorcycle guy, and he's often complaining about how cars don't pay attention and all that. But, I think while they have every right to be on the road, I think there has to be every precaution taken. But if you're Sean Bradley, you're riding a bike and you get hit from behind, there's nothing you could do there. It is scary, but, his statement read in part, his plan is to use his accident as a platform to bring greater public awareness to the importance of bicycle safety. But, you think about neck fusion surgery and 8 weeks hospitalized, going under rehab, but paralyzed after this accident.
Bicycles sound like a lot of fun until you're actually on one and get hit by a car. Coming back, the Cowboys have sat and waited in this free agency period. What is going on? Let's go over who is still out there. Should they be chasing a cornerback? They lost one. We'll talk about the free agency situation. And Mark Singleton will join us just after 6 as we cook with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for our regular. Make sure you're hovered around your favorite device to watch just that. Hang around. We'll be right back. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. There's a scene in one of my favorite movies where a guy's holding a bunch of money. He goes, you know what these are? These are fun coupons. And the more fun coupons you have, the more fun you're going to get. I want you to head over to Alamo Cycleplex. If you've been stimulated and you want to have some fun, use those fun coupons to head out to one location that's got 7 different brands, the finest out there, your best power sport. If you're looking for the toys, if you're looking for the right place, I want you to head over to Alamo Cycleplex. I have a Honda R1000 Talon. It is the most ridiculously fun thing I have ever had in my own possession. If you're looking for something this summer, if you want to break out and have some fun, the power sport location that you need to be is at Alamo Cycleplex. They're over on I-10 and De Zavala, just a little bit south of De Zavala, easy to get to. The location is perfect, 7 brands under one roof, a test track in the back. If you're looking for a Slingshot, a Vanderhall, Kawasaki products, Polaris products, they have got them, and above and beyond that, it's a great family atmosphere. What I found when I went over to Alamo Cycleplex is Dave Sears has put together a team that is ready to serve. Financing is available. They've got a great parts department. They've got a storage department. Fun coupons should be spent at a fun place. Head over to Alamo Cycleplex. Bike nights are great. Test drive what you need, but prepare for the summer that is wide open and waiting for you. Never let the rest of the world affect your good times. Power sports, you have control. You can go out and have some fun. Head over to Alamo Cycleplex. Take a test drive and prepare yourself for a summer fun. The fun starts at Alamo Cycleplex.
Game Nights The Blitz focuses on your silver and black in depth for 30 minutes. Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
Spend your game nights with us. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
This is the Dispatch Health House Call team. Hi there. They provide urgent medical care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And now, you can request a medical house call with the touch of a button. Yep, it's that easy. The Dispatch Health team arrives at your door able to treat everything an urgent care can, and more. They come fully equipped with COVID-19 tests and can treat COVID-19 conditions in your home. They also treat a wide range of everyday issues, including respiratory infections like flu and pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, sprains, strains, and minor fractures. Plus, Dispatch Health is in network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you. Do you have questions about getting a house call during the COVID-19 pandemic or want to sign up for your free account?
visit dispatchhealth.com. Again, that's dispatchhealth.com.
When it comes to social distancing, if 6 feet is not enough with your spouse, it's probably time to change your status. Call the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. The Divorce Dude will help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude will fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. Call George, the Divorce Dude, 210-201-0303. That's 210-201-0303 or DivorceDude.com.
Going for a few days without water, then being told to boil your water when it came back on, that got a lot of people thinking, is my tap water safe? Hey, this is David Van Camp. Alamo Water Softeners can help you out. They've got top-of-the-line water softeners and filtration systems. They'll come out to your house for a free water analysis and explain what they can do for you. And Alamo Water Softeners is a 2020 neighborhood favorite on Nextdoor. Go to alamowatersofteners.com to schedule a free water analysis. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? We can help you replace those worn out spark plugs, no problem. Right now, you can get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail when you buy 4 or more AC Delco, Autolite, Bosch, Champion, Denso, or Motorcraft Iridium or Double Platinum spark plugs. And you can even get them fast with our next day delivery or free same day pickup. Getting your job done just got easy. Visit AutoZone.com for restrictions.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It is the Blitz. Hey, go fill out your brackets. Our Mayhem sign-up is going on right now at ESPNSA.com. It's brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. They will be giving a $100 gift certificate to the winner of our Mayhem contest. You can win that, and if you're perfect, it's possible. There's $1 million there. All you got to do is go to ESPNSA.com. Get yourself signed up post haste. And if you picked OU, they did lose Devion Harmon for that first game. He did test positive. They will be stuck going in minus their starting point guard. Hey, we're going to talk free agency, but breaking news, and, I don't know how much news this is, but we're starting to see more and more smoke. And when you see more smoke, you start to think fire. It appears that Deshaun Watson has another accuser coming out saying that he had some strange requests of a masseuse, but that's 2 now, and maybe we should be paying a little bit more attention to this than we initially did.
Well, and again, the initial one, we found out last night that he was inappropriate during a massage. They requested a massage. He immediately took to social media last night and very clear denied any allegations. And we were talking earlier, it just seems odd, the timing of it and everything. But would there be more? A second masseuse has filed suit, and the lawyer says a total of 4 women will be filing lawsuits against Deshaun Watson. Now, the descriptions and the details in what are being reported right now in the court documents, but and again, it is his word against her word in these situations, but apparently he's met the two that have filed lawsuit through Instagram. I mean, it even says she's not even licensed, but she's hoping to take a class. It just seems odd. Laugh all you want, Rob.
You're
I mean,
Instagram unlicensed masseuse.
That's why you're meeting at a hotel.
Gig, man.
I mean, I'm wondering what he thought he was getting and what they thought they were getting. But, in all seriousness, there's four. He went and hired Rusty Harden, who is a big time lawyer, probably most famous for working with Roger Clemens. I know he worked with Warren Moon and Scottie Pippen. He's had big time clients before,
He's one of the
which
best
makes
criminal defense attorneys in all the state of Texas, if not the entire country. He is a phenomenal attorney.
And if you hire him,
lawyer up with the best. Whether I'm not going to discount the amount of money he's spending on his lawyer as to whether it proves more guilt than innocence, but because the guy's got the money to afford that. But he's still innocent until proven guilty. But the first one, you always go, well, this guy has earned has had enough of a career and done enough things over to where you immediately will fall on the side of Deshaun. Whether one more should change that or not, let's let the justice system be just and follow the process. But I'll tell you, it doesn't help Deshaun in any sense, whether he is, because whenever you think now that there will be the accusation until it is proven absolutely false or true, he's still going to live under this cloud.
And if you get four, and this is, some of this reads like what we heard from Antonio Brown. But what you know about Deshaun Watson, this is still all very surprising from what we know about him. Mm-hmm. But you look at the NFL and any kind of sexual harassment punishment that could come his way, or a morals clause that could void his contract, and all while he's trying to demand a trade, while there are teams interested, like the Carolina Panthers are trying to do. The timing of this still, as we talked about earlier, does seem suspect. And apparently, according to this one report that I'm reading on Black Sports Online, the lawyer who was Texans owner's neighbor, so he lived, apparently the lawyer that's part of this lawsuit used to live next door to the Texans owner. I mean, there's just some things here that you go, really? I mean, I know rich lawyers in Houston, there's a couple neighborhoods they're all going to be in, right? But, there's just still the timing of all these do seem suspect to me.
What's his agent's name? Malagueta? That's
David Malagueta.
Malagueta. I think some advice from your agent, and I would hope confidant, would be, it's probably best not to hire an unlicensed masseuse over Instagram. It's probably best not to do that if you feel you really need a massage. Now, it's just not, it didn't turn out now, and I wouldn't recommend doing it later. And interesting requests. It's worth the read. It's certainly salacious. It is certainly an attempt by the representing attorney for at least one of the women to stir the pot to get front page news, and he got it. Let's see if it's true.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be tough to get by. Let's talk Cowboys real quickly as we run out of time. Don't forget, we're doing some cooking with Mark Singleton just on the other side of 6 o'clock. The Cowboys are sitting and waiting. They don't have a lot of money to spend, but we do expect them to spend some money at some time. Where will it be spent first, Jason? Do you see defensive back or cornerback in the offing because Wouzier left?
I do think there could be some potential for one of the veteran free agent secondary types that you see out there taken. Even if they go with a corner in the first round, you would have Diggs as a second-year guy, another rookie. You still need some veteran leadership out there. So I still think some of those guys that have been linked to Quinn before could certainly be there. I'm still not completely sold on Richard Sherman, especially not knowing what his asking price is. But, the idea of moving Richard Sherman to safety, I think, is foolish if you're going to bring him in, leave him at corner. But I do think they need one of those veteran guys to be in that secondary room.
Patrick Peterson?
Peterson and Sherman sitting around out there. I wonder if they're going to play the waiting game and sign the guy that's left as dollar values start to decline. because it feels like this is one of those opportunities that you might overpay just a little bit just to have a guy like that on a defense that was so desperate for leadership, but you don't want to pay too much. That's a tough balance to find on a team that needs a lot of help.
Well, and the fact that they saved $2 million today off the cap by cutting their punter Chris Jones.
That's sad to see.
Nice Wonder gets the job full time.
Chris was he's been around for a decade, but he was getting paid a lot of money for a punter. It's a good run. Well done.
Best help the defense had.
He certainly was, but for $2 million, I think I could find it cheaper. There's a Niswander sitting outside. You might want to hand him your passkey when you walk out the door. Coming back, Mark Singleton joins us. Jill Jelnick will quickly follow as we have game night San Antonio. So go nowhere. Stay here. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
The road to a championship starts now.
Post entry pass, no look. Tyree does it. At the basket. He's fouled.
64 teams, one dream. The state of Indiana hosts the Mecca of college basketball. It's the NCAA tournament. The Red Raiders take on the Utah State Aggies. Our pregame coverage begins Friday at 11:30.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Northeast Independent School District is now hiring and training school bus drivers. Whether you're looking for a new job, you're a retiree, or you're retired military, come help drive students to succeed and apply at Northeast ISD Transportation today. No experience is necessary, and you will get paid while earning your CDL and learning how to drive a school bus. The Northeast ISD Transportation Department is ranked as one of the top 100 school bus fleets in America, and our drivers receive exceptional pay and benefits, including health, dental, vision, and retirement. If you're looking for work, if you're retired from the military, or you simply want to make a difference in our community, apply now with the Northeast ISD Transportation Department. Join our team and discover Northeast ISD by calling 210-356-9229. That's 210-356-9229. Or you can text Drive Bus to 797979. That's text Drive Bus to 797979.
Indeed knows unexpected demand can stretch your business thin.
Leon speaking.
Like at Leon's Plumbing.
Sorry, quick as we can get there is next Friday.
To stay out of hot water, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
You know Diamonds Direct always has the best selection of precious diamonds. But right now, in the aftermath of 2020's challenges, it's better than ever before. With all the disruptions last year, Diamonds Direct stayed strong and aggressive, working with diamond cutters around the world, finding exceptional values and taking advantage of unique opportunities. The result? A spectacular selection of new, rare, precious diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, from a half carat to 20 carats, and all certified by the GIA. And offered at prices you never thought possible. So make plans now to visit our showroom and see for yourself this expanded selection. Let our expert associates show you multiple choices in the size and shape diamond you're interested in, so you can make the most informed decision with zero pressure. And take comfort in the fact that at Diamonds Direct, whatever happens in the world, we never let anything stop us from our mission to get you the diamond of your dreams. Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Contaire.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p, unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Your home for everything Cowboys.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. But I want you to head to your favorite device and go to our YouTube channel, ESPN San Antonio, or go to ESPNSA.com and watch our Facebook feed. But either way, this is one of those times when we really do want you watching, because this is one of those segments where you're going to pick up a lot. It's time for our weekly with Mark Singleton of Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. You'll see Jason on the bottom right. You'll see Mark on the bottom left and me on the top right when you join. But I want you to see the pictures of what we're about to do, because, Mark, as you join us, I feel like this is one of those things. When I was a kid, I watched the Jetsons, and the Jetsons, they would, they'd get ready to eat, and they'd put a little thing inside of what looked like now an air fryer, and what went in came out a completely different looking meal. It was like, it was, modern technology at its finest. Well, today we're going to make a great looking dip, but what we're going to use to grab that dip and eat it, I didn't know it was even possible. So with that, I'd like to welcome Mark Singleton on Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Let's do some cooking, Mark.
Hey, how are you guys today?
Fantastic.
Excited.
Ready for the tournament, and very curious. You teased this last week after we did some a crusting of asparagus of what we were going to do this week. And I've been thinking about it all week. What are we going to do? And then when I saw it was a dip, I texted you earlier, go, we still doing what you were talking about last week? And you said, yeah, we're going to do both.
Yeah, we're going to do the dip just because it's a great dip. We've got March Madness coming up. And we've got a lot of people that want to eat something really good. This is so different. I was teasing Jason earlier. This is not guacamole dip. This is guacamole heaven. But as y'all know, we sell baked pork rinds there at HEB under our Southern Recipe Small Batch label. And I started thinking, golly, we're baking, 2,000 pounds an hour of them. I bet these air fryers might work too. And so at the same time, a friend of our chairman was messing with it, and so we started playing with it. And it's just remarkable what you can do with the same pellets that we fry, for our bags of pork rinds. But instead of frying them, although the way you can do this, Rob, you've got a deep fryer. You can also just deep fry them in a fish fryer, and
I've got an air fryer,
and it's a great way.
I've got an air fryer too, and doing this in an air fryer, I don't want to sound overly excited about this, but I quite frankly did not think it was possible to cook my own pork rinds in my air fryer. My goodness, I didn't think I could even begin to do this.
Well, and you got to remember, I've been trying to get a woman to eat a pork rind for about 20 years now. So, buddy, we're going to call these baked pork rinds. These aren't air fried. That is the wrong way. These are baked pork rinds in your air fryer. And think about that. We're just using hot air and hot air alone, although spritzing them with a little oil, especially little oils of like jalapeno, olive oil, or things like that. But we'll get that in a sec. Really turns this whole game up a notch. But yeah, Robbo, everybody out there that's listening can just take a handful of pellets and put them in their air fryer. I think James has even got a picture of them. And the pellets look like poker chips. As you know, we've been doing this since 1965. And we still use Mary's secret recipe that she developed. Or 1955, not 65. That's my new boat. But anyway, 1955. There you go. There's Mary's secret recipe, and what we do is we smoke those pellets. We're the only people in the world that smoke our pellets, and we have a two-step process in Mary's secret recipe. And those pellets go in an air fryer. We set it at 400 degrees. Now, let me tell you something. Everybody check your own. Okay, everybody's air fryer is going to be different. So I'm going to say it'll be somewhere between 1 minute and 2 minutes on your air fryer. And you've got to do one thing, Rob. Just listen. You'll hear it.
Will it crackle? Will I have that pork rind crackling going on by me?
Buddy. Oh, Number one, you're just going to get a bacon blast because it is forcing air through it, and we are cooking bacon pork rinds in there, and you don't want to overcook them. That's the other thing. Remember,
so when it's done,
will start.
Well, hang on. Let's start from where do you get? You keep calling them pellets. Where do you get them? Where do you get
at RudolphFoods.com?
RudolphFoods.com, and just order pork rind pellets.
Okay. So I'm cooking up my pork rinds.
Right there on the website, you can order a 10-pound box of pellets. That they have a 200-day plus shelf life, and candidly, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be coming out with a 2-pound bag of pellets for people to buy, because we think people will really like to do this.
Are you kidding me? I can make my own pork rinds. So the pork rinds are done. I've got these hot, crispy, delicious pork rinds done. After I've done that, then I make my dip. And when I see the dip that you've got, the word green goddess comes to mind. Does it have that kind of tins and flavor? Because it's going to match well with that smoky pork rind.
Well, the thing about this dip, guys, and I've got some sitting here, and Jason, James is going to show a picture. The thing about this dip is it takes any flavor to another level. Let's say that I like Cholula. I would dress it off with Cholula. Let's say I liked tahini or adobo or a chile. It's really an easy recipe to make. You simply, to go through it quickly, you take 2 avocados, a couple of garlic cloves, and 1 lime, a half a cup of, hold on, let me get my notes up here.
See your garlic up there right now. I see the tomatoes, and we got some cream cheese in there.
A cup of cream cheese that's soft, and some garlic, lime, kosher salt, and some black pepper.
That's it, guys. It's avocados, cream cheese, yogurt, lime juice, 2 garlic cloves minced, 1 lime juice, and that's it. A little salt and pepper to taste. Mix it up, and then you can, once again, put Cholula on it. Put a little chili on there, or any other seasoning that you would like, and you pair that with these pork rinds, guys. You want something really light that dips. Not something that breaks your chip off in there. And the yogurt and the cream cheese really lighten this up and make it a great dish. You can see it serves well. And we've got both the air fried pork rinds that we just did in the air fryer, and we've got some of our pasilla chili cheese pork rinds that you can find at HEB under our Southern Recipe small batch label. And that's just a great March Madness.
It is perfect.
Dip and chip tray. And think about that. There's no carbs in there. There's no carbs in the whole setup. You baked your pork rinds yourself. You made a super dip form, and just doing that for your friends that we're finally getting to get together with now during this tournament, I think will be a real big hit, guys.
Well, I see the Facebook comment there, holy guacamole, and that's exactly right. I mean, it is incredible when you think about all the different recipes. And again, March Madness is getting underway. As we're all sitting here wearing green, and I'm in the master shirt, that's right around the corner. That would go very well. I mean, it's just an incredible elevated dip for the Masters. And again, I'm still kind of going back to, and now I can make my own pork rind.
Avocado cheese dip. 5 minutes prep time, makes plenty of servings. The recipe you can find at southernrecipesmallbatch.com. You need the small batch you don't want to cook, you can head over to HEB. But the very idea that I can grab a handful of those pellets and throw it into my air fryer, bake them, and I pull them out and I have hot, fresh, perfectly made pork rinds, I didn't think I'd ever see the day. I'm never going back.
And you can do your own seasoning blend for your pork rinds, Robo. I mean, I just think that really kind of tops it off for your guests.
What I'm impressed with is a couple of months ago, we were all sitting around a fire, and you talked about the idea of coming up with something like this. And you had said then, you know, if you could figure out a way to do it, you were going to do it. But how incredible would it be? And here we are in March on St. Patrick's Day talking about it. And not 6 months ago, you know, it seemed like it was just one of those ideas you had around the campfire that'd been toiling around in your brain, and now boom, there it is.
Oh yeah, but it's like I told one of our guys the other day. This is far from the stupidest thing I've ever asked them to do.
But they did it.
That's how I told it, Jason. I did. I said, "Hey, listen. This is far from the dumbest thing I've ever asked y'all to do." But I think
this is one of those sliced bread ideas. It's a sliced bread. There was before, and now we have it, and you're never going back. You can make your own pork rinds and they're hot and fresh like that. And that's topping off what is already a very good product. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rind. If you are living a keto lifestyle, if you're trying to cut those carbs and keep the flavor, and you don't have a cupboard full of Southern Recipe, you're not doing it right. Head over to Southern Recipe Small Batch PorkRinds.com for all the recipes. Keep in mind, these are put together by Beard Award-winning chef Mark Singleton's putting out the very best product you can have. And you don't want to cook it? Go get it at HEB and use all those different flavors the right way. The avocado cheese dip looks spectacular. Perfect for March Madness as we gather around the tube for the next couple of weeks and enjoy a communal event with friends in our own place for the first time in a year. Impress them with something spectacular. Mark, you outdid yourself this week.
Man.
Hey, guys, and remember, you can find pellets at rudolphfoods.com and shop right there.
And Southern Recipe Small Batch at HEB as well. Man, that's incredible. Mark, I always appreciate it, my friend.
Hey, you guys have a great week.
Mark Singleton, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. If you missed any of this recipe or anything else, you can go to our audio vault there at espnsa.com. And brought to you by Best Bell Bonds. Catch up on that. The recipes, southernrecipesmallbatch.com. Go to rudolph.com for the pellets. Just get it done, man. This is outstanding. Thanks, Mark, for stopping by. Coming back, we are talking sports music. Monday Night Football is still my favorite. We'll go through a couple of others and figure out the very best theme to our very favorite sport and very quickly to follow. We're getting you ready for a tip that's coming around the corner quick. We're taking on the Bulls tonight. Jill Jelnick will join us for Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. Coming back, let's do some tunes here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go. I hope you're there at espnsa.com.
Jason Minix here for newbrakes.com and newbrakes.com. At New Brakes, they're a mobile brake shop. They will come to you to fix your brakes. Let's face it, we all like things to be easy and convenient, and New Brakes has done that with brake repair. They'll come to your home, they'll come to your office, wherever you are, and they will fix your brakes without interrupting your life. If you're at work, you don't have to miss any work time while your brakes are getting fixed. If you're at home, they've got weekend appointments. You don't have to miss any of the game, that Zoom call that you need to be on. If your brakes are bad, you need to get them fixed. And New Brakes has done that. They provide convenient and affordable brake repairs, and they only fix brakes. So you're not going to get the traditional upsells that you're going to get at most shops once your car is up on the lift. Most repairs are done in about an hour. They only use premium brake parts, and they back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. Go read all the 5-star reviews. If your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, go to nubrakes.com, newbrakes.com. Schedule your repair. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. Newbrakes.com, nubrakes.com.
What's better than winning some free cash? We're giving away $1 million to anyone who can pick a perfect bracket. The ESPN San Antonio Basketball Mayhem, brought to you by Pickerton's Barbecue. Details and registration at espnsa.com.
You know, injuries do happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. From a minor sprain to a compound fracture, TSAOG Orthopedics has got you covered. Now, not all injuries require surgery. Dr. David Espinosa treats all non-operative orthopedic injuries, and he does concussion baseline testing. At TSAOG Orthopedics, they do have telemedicine services available through OrthoConnect. There's no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. Start at their website, tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain, pain associated with arthritis, or even an old injury? Well, listen carefully, because there are new breakthrough treatments now available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative cell therapies from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Hey, it's James Pledger. These revolutionary treatments not only alleviate your pain, they speed up the healing process. We're talking regenerative cell and platelet-rich plasma therapies. All new solutions that really work. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, lower back, you may be able to avoid invasive surgery with these proven non-surgical options with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. Call now. Schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics. If you've got chronic pain and you want to avoid surgery and steroids, call QC Kinetics in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call now, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 571-0318.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/real. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/real. That's forhims.com/real for your free online visit. forhims.com/real.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When we talk about Cinderella possibilities, yeah.
It is the Blitz. Well, this puts you in the mind of football, doesn't it? You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. You know, the call to action that these particular networks have, you know, the themes to their sports that they're carrying, it does have weight. It's one of those things that's it's white noise, but we certainly do hear it. When I hear the perfect theme, I know exactly what to expect afterwards. And as we begin the tournament, you know, the March Madness theme is, you know, part and parcel to the whole thing. We start with that and we end with one shining moment. But when you hear that, you think, man, it's good, but there's others that are better. And that NFL beat that just played, man, you just know what's coming when you hear it. It's one of my favorites.
Well, and again, I mean, you think about the NCAA tournament. What is your favorite sports music? Tweet us at Rob Thompson ESPN. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. I see Ben Briseño just says you got to mention the autumn wind uses on NFL films. And again, you hear that in John Facenda and that ridiculously deep voice. I mean, the voice of God. Yeah, there's certain music, and you know exactly what it is. Although a lot of times you don't really know. Well, you know that's football music, but is that Fox or is that NBC or is that CBS? Some are still there. You know it, but you don't know it, kind of thing. Like half the music I listen to.
Every Saturday for SEC fans like myself, I tune in for a fighting Texas Aggie football game there on CBS, and the theme that I hear is perfect. And you know, it's lessened now that I don't get to hear Vern Lundquist very right after or over that theme, but the SEC theme I think is one of those better ones. As we look for it,
I know. I was going to say. Oh, apparently we're not looking for it. We're not getting music here. We did all that pre-production.
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on another channel. James is multitasking. We have come to the agreement that it is Monday Night Football is the preeminent one, though I do believe Fox is the very best one going right now. They took it and kind of expanded it to where if you're in another room, you hear that, it's kickoff. It is time to go play some football, and Fox, I think, has mastered it. Though the NBC Sunday night one is certainly becoming more distinctive, and these are all those old school ones, Jason. This isn't the ones with Hank Williams or Faith Hill or any of the other ones that have done the are you ready for some football kind of stuff. I'm talking about the musicality of that theme that means so much.
Well, and again, I mean, you hear a variety of themes like, and we're going to start hearing that on Thursday. You're gonna hear that on Thursday. We have no doubt. And as soon as you hear it, it's time for March Madness, right? I mean, you know that one. We all know that one like nobody's business. I mean, it's just there. But you start looking at some of the other ones, and you mentioned the NFL on Fox.
Football time, baby. It's kickoff. That's new. Better be home from church.
Terry Bradshaw on the Bad Pregame Show, and you hear that and you realize you just missed that, and you're ready for whoever leading into Joe Buck and Troy Aikman in the game that ultimately matters. And so often, I mean, it's a Cowboys game, so you do kind of associate that a lot with Dallas Cowboys football. And of course, you were mentioning this one earlier, and I want to play it just because I want to see if I get the same feeling you get. Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
You need to hear Bird right about now, right?
Uh-huh.
You need to hear Bird saying they're at some two-name stadium somewhere in the southeast. Barnhill, James, or
it's certainly not often enough that it's an Aggie game. Isn't that the Alabama theme song?
It sounds like it. If it's SEC, it is in fact the Alabama theme song. Looking forward to the one shining moment. We're only a couple of weeks away. You can catch all of your NCAA tournament right here on ESPN. We got your tech game on Friday morning. We'll make sure that is there for you. But to have some fun with it, play our Mayhem bracket right now. Go to ESPNSA.com. Sign yourself up. It is easy to do. Just a couple of clicks, and you could be entered to win a $100 gift card from Pinkerton's Barbecue. Beautiful barbecue joint right downtown. Wide open spaces. Head down there, enjoy some games, as they'll have big old screens going on. And if you're perfect, it's possible. $1 million to be won. All you got to do, you're filling out brackets all over the place anyway. Might as well come and fill out ours as well.
Well, there is $1 million on the line for the perfect bracket. Let's be honest. We're all chasing the $100 barbecue gift card from Pinkerton's. It's all about the barbecue.
I'm chasing
you ain't getting $1 million bucks.
I'm chasing perfection. I have been for 30 years. I continue to do so, and this is the year. Illinois, baby, they're going to shock the world.
Well, so you've already lost, man. I've got on one bracket. How many brackets did you do? I've got Baylor winning it all.
The smart move is just you've got 4 teams in the Final Four. Just make one with each one of those 4 teams, and or you could do 64 different brackets, and you could have 64 different winners. There's a lot of different things you can do, but you're gonna have to make up a lot of different email addresses.
How many brackets do you do?
I really normally I'll do 2 or 3. That's it. I do one right
2 or
off
3
the bat.
different ones.
Well, what I always do is I look at the bracket immediately, and I just go by what I know of the teams immediately. And that's one of those heart picks. I know this team, and then I'll go back and look at the ones that I question, and that'll be a second one, and then I'll do a third one just to have a different champion, just so in case my first pick gets knocked out early, I've got somebody else. Because I believe it was either last year or the year before. By Friday evening, it was over for me. I don't like that. I mean, I'd like to have something hanging around. We're going to talk some Spurs. Jill Jelnick will join us. She of Sports2Nite and YOLO, Texas. As we get ready for the Spurs and Bulls, we got some DeMar news. Good news coming on the DeMar front. But the Spurs got the Bulls tonight, and one of those doesn't look like it, but it actually is a must-win. We'll talk a lot of NBA and the Spurs coming up next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
And, of course, you're going to fire up the grill. It is gorgeous. You need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. There are 2 locations. Tri-County's locally owned and full service. They have carefully selected certified prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, upper choice, Everything you need to up your grilling game. Beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. And Rob's favorite, the Pick 5 for $25. They got it all there at Tri-County Meat Market.
It's back. It was gone for a bit, but you want to fill your cupboard and your fridge, you get that 5 for $25. We're talking fresh vegetables, fresh meats, and all that you need to fill your cupboard for an all-week-long thing, and that's always in play at either one of the Tri-County Meat locations. I went over earlier this week, Jason. I baptized my brand new Traeger. I bought 5 of the most beautiful upper choice ribeyes I have ever even begun to try to cook, and I put it on a Traeger, and it came out spectacular. You know, we're going to be giving away a $50 gift card tomorrow night on ESPN San Antonio, as we do every week as we grill with the Blitz. You still got time. Head over to Tri-County right now. Pick up one of their great specials. I recommend some of that preseason meat, like their fajita meat and some shish kebabs, and maybe one of those chicken bombs that are so spectacular. They stuff those things full of everything from Italian sausage to avocado and everything in between. That's what Tri-County does. When you deal with a meat purveyor, the likes of them, they offer you the finest meats prepared the best way by experts. Tri-County Meats, 2 great locations over on Huebner Road, just a little bit west or east of I-10, or out on Ralph Fair Road. They're gracious and great when you walk in the door, and come hungry, because you can fill not only your cart, but get some dessert to go along with it. If you're a first responder, absolutely, they're going to take care of you, 10% off. Head over to their website, tricountymeat.com, but I recommend heading over to Tri-County Meats. Come hungry, pick out something spectacular, grill tonight, and win $50 gift card tomorrow. TriCountyMeat.com.
Sundays are for the grill. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 in the morning to 1. Chop it up and grill with former and current Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 to 1 every Sunday.
You can talk keto all you want, but if you don't have a team of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the diet marathon. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have these big, bold flavors that kick your taste buds into high gear. Korean kimchi barbecue, pasilla chili cheese, spicy dill, and more. Eat them right out of the bag or try them in your favorite recipes. You'll love this snack. Visit your local H-E-B and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rind.
When it comes to social distancing, if 6 feet is not enough with your spouse, it's probably time to change your status. Call the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. The Divorce Dude will help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude will fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. Call George, the Divorce Dude, 210-201-0303. That's 210-201-0303 or DivorceDude.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
The COVID pandemic may have forced the cancellation of the 2020 Valero Texas Open, but it hasn't extinguished the spirit and drive for making a difference. The Valero Texas Open is back with health and safety priority one. Adhering to state, local, and PGA Tour COVID guidelines, we'll be able to enjoy this long-standing San Antonio tradition safely. We're stronger together. Join us April 1st through the 4th as the best PGA Tour players in the world take on TPC San Antonio. Limited tickets are available. Buy yours today at ValeroTexasOpen.com.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas. Nearly 3 million people have earned cash back with Get Upside just for buying gas.
I always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
I love getting money back for things I use every day. It's just free money for buying gas.
There's no catch. It's simple. And you get your cash back right away.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OIL.
The road to a championship starts now.
Post entry pass, no look. Tyreek Johnson, count the basket. He's fouled.
64 teams, one dream. The state of Indiana hosts the Mecca of college basketball. It's the NCAA tournament. The Red Raiders take on the Utah State Aggies. Our pregame coverage begins Friday at 11:30.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Manu Ginobili.
This is Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, a.k.a. the Red Mamba, a.k.a. the Sandwich Hunter.
Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It is Game Night San Antonio. Every time I hear Bonner say the Sandwich Hunter, it makes me laugh. Welcome to Game Night San Antonio. It's brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Who'd like to welcome on, as always, our Spurs insider, Jill Jelnick of Sports2Nite and YOLO, Texas. Welcome aboard, Jill. How are you today?
Fantastic. How are you, Rob?
Oh, man, living the dream.
Where's your green, Jill?
My green? It's a green beer in the fridge that I'm going to pop open for the Spurs game right after I get done with y'all.
Yeah, we got a quick tip coming up. Jill, while we've been on air, Pop had his pregame presser. Anything coming out of that we should be excited about?
The big note is that Coach Pop hopes, keyword hopes, DeMar DeRozan will be back with the team in time for Friday's game against Cleveland. Nothing set in stone, but that's what he's hoping.
What would be the delay? Is it DeMar not ready to come back? Are we waiting for clean testing? I mean, what exactly would be the delay? Do we know?
Absolutely not. Nope. Other than Coach Pop is hoping for him to come back on Friday and that the injury report lists him as out due to personal reasons. That's all we know as of right now.
It's because there's the story from Chris Haynes from Yahoo out that the Spurs aren't taking calls on DeMar right now because they want to work an in-season extension. Knowing how fast he was able to get back last time he was away from the team, could there be anything in there with contract talks that have kept him away and maybe him coming back? You know, is it just as much that you were gone, protocols say you can't come back till Friday, or could the contract talks actually be keeping him away from the team longer than originally expected?
It could be a number of different things. I think, especially with this year, 2021, and us still battling this pandemic and rules and protocols, it shouldn't be a surprise that he's not back right away with the team. And I'm sorry, but you also have to consider everything he's been through this last month with his dad and everything going on there. So to answer your question about contract talks and that being a reason why he's away, I have a hard time believing that. But I also believe the Spurs do want to work out with a deal with him as soon as possible. I just, considering how he's been such a star for them this first half of the season, his role on the team, both on and off the court, it would be surprising if those conversations haven't already started.
Well, they're running out of time. I mean, we got till the 25th. We got 8 days. And, you know, when we first heard about LaMarcus being set free to go find a farm to live on and live out his life in happiness and joy, the market on LaMarcus seems to have collapsed over the last 36 to 48 hours. You know, I was holding out hope that the Celtics were the team that really looked like a good fit for him. They're title worthy. He could certainly find a niche coming off the bench. We know that Brad Stevens likes a guy like him to kind of spread the floor and take some stuff away from the paint. But they go get Trevor Ariza and give Oklahoma City that's Miami dealing with it. But the Celtics have said they're not interested in LaMarcus. Miami makes a deal for Trevor Ariza. Say, yeah, we're interested in LaMarcus, but maybe after he's been bought out. Does it look like it's imminent that the Spurs are just going to write another check and wave goodbye to LaMarcus, or do you see any possibility of a trade?
First of all, I'm so glad that you've finally come to terms with this whole LaMarcus Celtics thing. I'm glad we can put that behind us now, Rob. I know you're super gung-ho on that.
I'm just trying to help, man.
You're just trying to help the situation and find him a home. Well, here's the thing. I think what's unusual about this, guys, is that these two parties, Coach Pop, the Spurs, the franchise, and LaMarcus Aldridge, both mutually parted ways. They said, okay, you're not going to be with us anymore. We're going to let you go. And by doing that, the Spurs gave up all their leverage, all their power, right? Because now everybody in the NBA knows San Antonio is trying to get rid of this guy, or at least find a partner to do a trade with. So the Spurs have no power here. So if I were to guess or anticipate what's going to happen, yes, I would say that most likely the Spurs will have to buy out his contract, most because of two reasons. One, $24 million is a lot. It's hard to match that. A lot of teams would have to try to package a deal in order to pull that off, right? And it complicates things. That's never easy, especially for a team like San Antonio that likes to play it safe. And the other reason is there are less teams in the NBA that have cap space, that have room to bring someone on, to have room to buy, to give that, to make that trade work. It's just not a great market right now. And if I'm the Celtics, if I'm the Heat, if I'm the Trailblazers, and I'm maybe interested in LaMarcus Aldridge, I'm gonna wait for him to be a free agent, hit the market, then deal with him, then work that out. Not right now when it's not safe. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have got him cheap. The Heat made sense, especially with a player like Myers Leonard, who would be on an expiring deal anyway and would never even play for the Spurs. It would just be a swap of who's getting your paycheck. But with the move that the Miami Heat did today that included Myers Leonard, that's off the books. And the reports are now that Miami's still interested in LaMarcus in the buyout market when he becomes on the discount rack.
Well, as we know, he's gone. But what I'm surprised with Aldridge's exit, I really expected to see a lot more from Pirtle. But what we have seen is not just Pirtle getting a little bit less, but a little bit more of Drew Eubanks. Rudy Gay's been playing a lot of small ball, and Luka's starting to eat into those minutes as well. What do we think we're going to see as we progress? It doesn't look like there's going to be another big coming, at least not in a LaMarcus deal. Are you comfortable with finishing out the season and seeing more minutes from Drew Eubanks and Luka Samanic? While it'll pay dividends next year, I don't think it helps the playoff push this year.
That's a great question, Robin. And I was thinking the same thing last night, Monday night, when Jakob Poeltl kind of had a little bit of nothing serious with his ankle or anything, but it did occur to me.
It looks scary. It looks scary. It looked like, that's scary, 3 weeks right there. Turned ankle. He's out 3 weeks. What are the Spurs going to do?
Did it not occur to you right then and there? This would be it would be nice to have LaMarcus Aldridge coming off the bench in this regard. That's not happening. And LaMarcus Aldridge clearly was not wanting to take on that role. So the question now becomes okay, let's say Jakob does, knock on wood, suffer some sort of injury, setback, is out, COVID. Then who is going to take on that role? And right now, Drew Eubanks is taking on a lot of minutes. Like you said, Rob, we've seen Luka a lot more. We've seen, Trey Lyles kind of take on more minutes, especially the last several weeks when the Spurs were down players. But to answer your question, I do like Jakob Poeltl in that role. I think he's done a really nice job fitting in with the Spurs fast-paced offense and that young group. But if he were, eventually he has to take a break and breathe, I think Drew Eubanks still has a long way to go. Am I comfortable at where we are right now? With 100% Jakob Poeltl, yes. But the stretch of the season, man, right? 40 games in 68 days, it really makes you uneasy. That's for sure.
Depth is going to be an issue, obviously, in the trade deadline. And I think, the Spurs are trying to get something done, it sounds like, with DeMar before the deadline, because you want to know if he's available or not. If he's not going to sign long term, you've got to move him. And you wonder if Rudy Gay would be a part of any of those packages. I do find it kind of comical. Maybe it's just, the cynical part of me that the Spurs today announced Rudy Gay bobblehead night is on the 24th. He might not be here on the 25th. We ordered these things. Let's make sure we give them away before the trade deadline just in case.
I love that. I love
back room full of Rudy Gay bobbleheads.
Get that bobblehead in. There you go.
Well, having Rudy as that small ball center has certainly helped, and I do think his trade value is high. And I get the feeling that when we were talking about LaMarcus being dealt, it wasn't always LaMarcus. It was LaMarcus was that throw-in, but what teams were coming for was some of that young talent. And I think the Spurs decided that separating themselves from name the guy that was asked for from either a Lonnie or a Derek or anybody in between. This was too much of a price to pay. When we play the Chicago Bulls tonight, the Bulls have their own issues. Billy Donovan is trying to remake that team in his image, and so far returns have been kind of half-half. He's got a young team, and over the last week, he has changed starting lineups. He has moved Wendell Carter, who was one of their high draft picks a couple of years ago, back to second team at their 5 and brought Thaddeus Young up to play, and also sat their point guard. Kobe White looked like a steal at what they got last year, and it was played very well. But so far this year, he hasn't really lived up to it. And Thomas Satoransky now has the gig. That doesn't affect the Spurs so much, other than it shows that they're a team in turmoil as well, or not as well, but are dealing with things. This is one of those Spurs team games, playing against a team in turmoil on the road, which they seem to be better at, that you feel like this is one you got to get. This is one that really matters because we're all bunched up between 7 and 10. We all win 20 games. This is how you separate if, in fact, the playoffs are the thing. But when I see continued use of Drew and I see continued use of Luka, it's telling me that we might be getting into that. We got to save legs. We understand we got a lot of games in a few days. But also, if we don't make the playoffs, it ain't the biggest thing, the worst thing that could happen to us. That's how I'm starting to feel.
Well, you're starting to feel that. I was just going to say you went from saving legs to if we don't make the playoffs, then dot. I feel like that was a little bit of a jump.
What I'm hearing is before the ski trip, he was all about the playoffs, and we've got to get to the playoffs. And even if you're bounced in the first round, playoff experience for those young guys is good. He goes skiing, and all of a sudden he understands the importance of saving legs, and that the playoffs might not be that big of a deal this year if you're going to get bounced in the first round. Where I've kind of gone from they don't need to be a playoff team to I think this is a playoff team. Let's go get it.
You guys misunderstood me. I didn't say that that's what I wanted. It seems like that's the plan. Now, I know that there's a lot of games. If the Spurs were intent on going to the playoffs, LaMarcus would still be in a uniform, and he could bitch and he could cry. But guess what? You're coming off and you're getting 8 minutes a game till you leave. That's what we're doing. But the Spurs, being nice, they let one of their veteran leaders go. And while he hasn't been the contributor we would have hoped, he is still a steadying force in the locker room. And when you watch the Spurs, step up to Philadelphia and get smoked without Embiid, that is a veteran thing. They didn't have DeMar, they didn't have LaMarcus, then they roll in and smoke a team without DeMar. That's veteran leadership that they have punted. They decided, you know what? We don't need it, nor do we want it, and we hope that you go find a place to live and be happy. So it seems to me like, just like last year, the Spurs said one thing, but when we saw them start or finish a game with Marco Bellinelli in or Bryn Forbes, the two worst defenders to ever set foot in the league, we knew that you're telling me one thing, but your actions are saying you don't want to go. Well, you might be acting like you're going to the playoffs, but when you tell LaMarcus just to leave, he's not what he was, but he's still in the upper half of guys you would like to have playing. My attitude has been, yeah, they're going to do as best they can, but I think they're realists. That all these games and all this youth and the turmoil that's going to happen if there is a trade, there's just not enough time. So if they blunder in or fall ass backwards into it, that's fine. But at the end of the day, they just want to have a little bit of experience. Maybe they'll just get to 10th and lose that without really losing a lottery ball. You know what I mean?
Okay. I hear you, Rob. And I agree with you on a couple things. Disagree with you on a couple things. First of all, in regards to LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs were playing better with him not on the floor. They were doing better with him not on the floor. So you can't say with everything going on with LaMarcus Aldridge and then parting ways, that's at any regard some sort of example or hint that the Spurs are really trying to change things and go back to rebuilding. So I have an issue with that. What I do agree with you on is the idea of Coach Pop and his staff and the team having a game plan. And Jason, RJ, and myself kind of talked about this Monday coming off the Sixers loss when Coach Pop threw in the towel, waved the white flag in the third quarter against the Sixers, right? There is a game plan of making sure not only that the Spurs have fresh legs, they're staying healthy, mentally, they're still in it, and they're giving everything that they can in this tough stretch, especially with, I think we still have 10 back-to-backs left. So yes, of course, there is some sort of idea of, listen, if we fall to the Sixers, that is not as bad. It's an Eastern Conference opponent. It's a really good Eastern Conference opponent.
Right.
And in many ways, I think a lot of people would argue that's not a very winnable game when you don't have, especially if you don't have DeMar DeRozan on the floor, right? So in regards to tonight, the Bulls, this is a winnable game. You said it earlier. This is a game they should win. And the Spurs have been up and down in terms of consistency in a lot of areas, but two areas they've been consistent in is playing on the road, which they've been very good with, and also playing teams that are winning against teams that are below 500. Spurs are 10-4 against opponents under 500, 10-6 in road games. This is a game they should win. Chalk this up in the win column. I'd say full court, bring in everything you got, get this W and get a little momentum going into Milwaukee on Saturday. And then, Rob, against Milwaukee, against the Bucks, if things are clearly going in a direction that's similar to Sunday's game against the Sixers, okay, now we can go back to the game plan a little bit. A loss to the Bucks, Eastern Conference, top opponent is not that bad. Let's go ahead and do what.
But you've got to win the games you're supposed to win, and that includes tonight.
Absolutely.
Even though they are 3-3 in games without DeMar DeRozan. But even without DeMar, you should still beat the Bulls on the road.
No DeMar tonight. We'll look at projected starting lineups and figure out what comes next as they get the Bulls and very quickly turn things around and hope DeMar arrives. We'll look at starting lineups next here on Game Night San Antonio. It's always brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We'll be right back.
Jason Middix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Following the winter storm and freeze, a lot of people had two questions about their water. Safe to drink, and if you have a water softener, do you need a water filter? Well, Alamo Water Softeners actually recommends both a water softener and a filtration system because while the water softener does take the hardness and minerals out of water, there are some chemicals and contaminants that it can't remove that a filtration system will. Bottom line, call Alamo Water Softeners. They'll come out to your house, give you a free water analysis, which means they'll test your water and, of course, give you a free estimate. And when you get a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners, you know you're getting the best. I know firsthand. I've had one in my house for about 10 years. When we moved, it was the first thing we had installed in the new house just over a year ago. And you're working with a great local company owned by the Townsends. Great product, even better customer service. In fact, on the Nextdoor app, Alamo Water Softeners was voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite. They are the best value for the highest quality water treatment. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to their website, alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Show us your meat.
On the grill.
Take a picture and upload it to ESPNSA.com, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market if you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday.
Receive a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen temporal scanner purchased at any retailer. With COVID continuing to spread, nothing matters more than having an accurate thermometer that's backed by more than 80 published peer-reviewed clinical studies, like the Exergen temporal scanner. Even after getting the COVID vaccine, you should be monitoring for fever to make sure you are protected. Keep your family and yourself safe by trading up your non-contact thermometer for an accurate temporal scanner and a $5 rebate from Exergen, where accuracy matters. Details at Exergen.com.
During the winter storm, you either had water pipes break or you know someone who did. Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. At BSG, they have a water valve controller that could save you thousands if you have a water leak. And we all know that you don't have to have a hard freeze for a pipe to bust and flood your house. It happens every day. The smart valve from BSG goes on your main water line, and if it detects any leaks, it will notify you and turn off the water. The smart valve shuts down leaks before they turn into floods. Stay ahead of water waste and high bills. Monitor your water usage and pipes right from your phone. Talk about smart home technology from a company you can trust and the peace of mind your home is protected when you're not home. BSG of Texas, making smart home automation simple. Call 210-877-1222 or learn more at bsgtexas.com/radio.
Northeast Independent School District is now hiring and training school bus drivers. Whether you're looking for a new job, you're a retiree, or you're retired military, come help drive students to succeed and apply at Northeast ISD Transportation today. No experience is necessary, and you will get paid while earning your CDL and learning how to drive a school bus. The Northeast ISD Transportation Department is ranked as one of the top 100 school bus fleets in America, and our drivers receive exceptional pay and benefits, including health, dental, vision, and retirement. If you're looking for work, if you're retired from the military, or you simply want to make a difference in our community, apply now with the Northeast ISD Transportation Department. Join our team and discover Northeast ISD by calling 210-356-9229. That's 210-356-9229. Or you can text Drive Bus to 797979. That's text Drive Bus to 797979.
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, your home to 7 days a week happy hour. Come eat, drink, and socialize safely at all 4 Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar locations. And now you can join us bright and early at the newest location, Slackers Medical Center, now opens at 7 a.m. to serve our valued medical community. Nurses, doctors, frontline workers, and staff, we thank you. Slackers Medical Center at Fredericksburg and Medical Drive. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now with 4 area locations to quench your thirst.
Let me tell you why I love my Spurs.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
This is Manu Ginobili. Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
Go get a big old pizza at Mellow Mushroom and settle in and watch the Spurs tonight as they're taking on the Chicago Bulls. The tip is just around the corner. We are joined by Jill Jelnick of YOLO, Texas, and Sports2Nite. He's Jason Minix. Of course, I'm Rob Thompson. The starting lineup, they're projected, but we're pretty comfortable that it's going to be DeJounte, Lonnie, and Derek, Keldon, and Jakob starting, Thomas Satoransky, Patrick Williams, a cohort of Devin Vassell, both coming out last year, both first-round draft picks. They get to catch up tonight as Patrick Williams, who's starting at small forward. I wonder what that matchup will look like tonight. Zach LaVine, I wonder who gets that ticket pulled. I wonder who gets to cover them some Zach LaVine tonight. Thaddeus Young and Laurie Markin, and we'll get things started. And I do want to talk about Devin Vassell as he has returned from that hiatus with the COVID and all of that. I get the feeling he's going to get a little bit of a Zach LaVine tonight, this 6'8" stretch guy who can play some defense. I do want to see him on Zach LaVine because he has been spectacular on the defensive side. And while he's not the stopper that Keldon is, he is certainly the wing defender that he and DeJounte, I expect him to play well and try to shut Zach down because without him, there's not a lot of offense to be found.
That would be my guess as well, Rob. DeJounte with his length, and then also Devin Vassell as well. The two type of defenders that they are. I think Vassell we've seen him grow from a great spurt in the first half of the season, and then obviously the step back due to COVID. But I think if there's anything consistent about his play, it's the defensive side. Right, Pop has preached game after game about how impressed he is with the rookie and poised he is. So I definitely anticipate a little Vassell on Zach LaVine. It's going to be a challenge, and he may have to hopefully share some of that responsibility with his teammates. But I think that's also the key is Zach LaVine coming off a fantastic night, and that's an understatement. 40 points in their win last night against the Thunder. Bulls, second game of a back-to-back. I think that's always important to mention, especially from our experience with the Spurs on back-to-back. So I think it will be interesting. Zach LaVine shooting 43% from deep, so perimeter defense needs to be on point. But overall, I think if we can see the Spurs be as consistent as they have,
get a
in their
win
play,
against a team you can win, and that's
and get a
exactly what they
win.
need to do tonight.
I want them to go
Exactly.
in and embarrass the Bulls and steal themselves a Larry Markkinen. I don't know what you got to do to get him, but get yourself a sniper, the likes of Larry Markkinen. Hey, we'll sum up the entire game today. Don't forget the tournaments tomorrow. Fill out their brackets. We'll talk about it later.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to 4hims.com/real.